Now you know I'm coming through. When the growth look good on you, best believe they wanna screw now. I've been trying to climb, devil threw me in the dark. Baby, don't be insecure, you can still go make a mark like blow. Could never let them drain my soul now. Blow. Table turning like doorknobs, wow. Blow. I think I'm about to set sail. I'm a walking, living legend, walking with my chest out. Life keep dealing me cards, I keep feeling it.
Woo! What's going on, people? What is going on? You already know what time it is. You know what it is. It's G, and we're back in the damn building. I'm joined this evening by my two co-hosts, two very, very good people, two people I like listening to. Opinions, whether I agree or disagree. More often than not, I'm going to disagree with them anyway, because you know how I am. And that is obviously Cherry and K-Mac. How are you guys doing this evening?
All good, all good. Just waiting for the next thing to drop.
Listen. I think it's about
and
time.
my dog is as well.
Hey, listen, man. Big up your dog, by the way. Big up the dog. Yeah, I mean, big up Jerry's cat as well. I heard the cat in the background. So you know what I'm saying, big up to yourselves.
I'm out here. So yeah, man. I'm chilling. I was actually had to do some stuff for work, but listening to my music in the back, and I got caught by K-Mac and G. So yeah, man. So I'm still in my little.
Hey, you know, hearing the tunes and that. Hey, Jerry's moving on a different vibe these days, man. Different vibe. But now, big up everybody. Obviously, before we get into the show and what we're going to talk about today, let me give everybody their shouts. Obviously, Jerry in the building, K-Mac obviously there. KZ saying, I want a new manager. Wow, we haven't even started, bro. We're only 3 minutes in.
Right in.
Let's save that. KZ not adapt tactically and has ruined our recruitment. I am tired. John the second, Klopp out, FSG out, Jorg out, everybody out. Big up John, by the way. Obviously, you guys hear the intro music and all of that good stuff here on Jerry's show as well. That's all him, bro. That is all him. Make sure you guys are heading over to his YouTube channel, Instagram page, TikTok. It's all in my description anyway. So you guys, if you've watched any of my videos, you will obviously see that in the building. Big up Samuel Kosako, Klopp out, the Serbi in. Guys, we haven't even started yet, man. Let's just ease into it. You know what I'm saying? I've just got my drink. You know what I mean? I just got to the toilet and that. Let me just chill, man. Psychedelic, obviously in the building every damn time. Big up to your damn self. Big up Captain Sal as well, man. Love every time. Always supporting. A lot of you always supporting the channels, both myself, Jerry, and K-Mac as well. So love for the love, to be honest with you. Paul Smith, Klopp is Wenger Mark 2. And then obviously Captain Sal with the FSG. It is time to go. It's time to go, man.
FSG in, man. FSG to the world. I'm back. Is it?
Big up Pond Elf. Obviously, some people are just tuning in. So yeah, we're gonna ease into it. Big up Neil Gunner in the damn building. Big up Anfield Road. And big up Social Joins. Big up, man. Love for the love. Guys, make sure you are smashing that like button wherever you're watching this, whether it's here, you're watching this on my channel, make sure you are heading over to Jerry's channel and you have subscribed already. You probably should have, because there's no way I could have done this and started this without Jerry being there, obviously by my side, helping man out. And if you're watching this on Jerry's show, make sure you're smashing that like button on GTV and on K-Mac's channel as well. I'll be posting that link out in a second. K-Mac, send me your thing, please, and I'll post that out in the chat.
Cheers. And I wouldn't be on here if it wasn't for Jerry and G either. So
listen,
they
man,
got me
Jerry's the gaffer. Jerry's the gaffer. I just hope he's not going to move stale like Klopp on that. But we'll get into that. We'll get into that in a second. Now look, I've
still got the glasses, bro. I ain't got the laser done to me.
You know what? You haven't got the laser done. You haven't got the new teeth. Yeah, I was gonna say, you ain't got the new teeth and that. Like, that's all crazy. But look, okay. So everybody's doing. You see the YouTube content creators, obviously the Liverpool ones. Obviously, we've been talking transfer news, players who might be coming to Liverpool and stuff like that. And I've been sitting at home today, working from home, and obviously been seeing a few things. But I think the one thing that's been playing on my mind the most is what is actually going on at Liverpool. I think that for me has been the bigger question. Forget all of the love came out. Forget all of the transfer news and all. What is actually going on? Because I just don't see a clear plan. And again, this is just my own personal opinion. I'm not really seeing a plan from the football club at the moment. I feel like we're in, I don't want to say disarray, so to speak, but it does have that kind of feel, you know, that we're not really heading in any sort of direction. I think with the club, or sorry, with the manager that we've got, with some of the players that we still have here, you know, it's got that kind of feel of, well, as long as you've got these guys, everything should be all right. But I don't really feel like there's any real succession plan, anything moving forward. We're seeing the transfer window, and I've got some pictures and stuff like that to take a look at. But just in a general sense, both K-Mac and Jerry, whoever wants to go first, how are you viewing the club at this moment in time? You know, we've had our first game of the season. I don't really want to talk too much about the game in itself, because the game was the game. We drew 1-1, whatever. But in terms of Liverpool Football Club, both on and off the pitch, how are you seeing it? Anyone? Jerry, Kay, who wants to go first? I don't care.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I view it the same way I viewed it. Was it a year ago now? Over a year ago, when I went and said Liverpool aren't winning anything for 5 years. People know my stance.
You did. Make sure you guys head over to Coppers to see that as well, by the way. I need to get that clip, honestly.
Yeah, I said that. Yeah, I'll get the clip, man. I'll get the clip to you. But yeah, I said it, and it's just, I'm not really going to change my stance on that. I think from a fan's perspective and a board's perspective, they've relied on Klopp so much, and they put so much onus on the fact that Klopp's here. There's no succession plan. It doesn't seem that there's a succession plan for life after Klopp. I think the decision to go and give Klopp all the power now and not 3 years ago, when Klopp was still essentially in his prime, is very, very interesting for me. If anything, you'd want there to be some constants at the club. So whether it's players that have been there for years, a technical director, sporting director that would go and usher in a new kind of era after Klopp, whenever Klopp decides to leave. The club right now have obviously changed. They've changed everything, really. They haven't got Michael Edwards anymore. Julian Ward's left. They've gotten Schmadtke, but it's not the same role. They're not. It doesn't seem as though they're using the same kind of. I always use it as a joke, like Excel spreadsheet to go and target players, and it doesn't seem as though we're shrewd in the market as we used to be. Yeah, things have dried up. Managers' tactics have dried up. The academy's in a poor way. We're just not in the best shape, man. And I don't know. The only way I see it getting better is either time and we just wait it out. And as I said, just wait another 4 years or 3 years now, as it were, for Liverpool to get back to the top. Or it's going to need some larger investment. But Liverpool are in a bit of a pickle, I'd say.
Okay.
God, where do I begin on this one? So I feel like we hit our prime and we hit the straps 2019, 2020, and it kind of started going downhill from then. And I felt like it started going downhill because Klopp was leaving. Remember everyone, Klopp was leaving. His contract was ending and he was supposed to be going. And then he switched track and he re-signed a new contract. And there was no contingency plan. Like, he hadn't planned for after he was leaving, because he was leaving. And then we signed a load of kids. And then we had a big mishmash in the squad of old players and young players and no in-between players. And all the players that were supposed to be in their prime are all injured. So, and then we lost the director of football because of Klopp wanting to renew all the contracts, because he was worried, because he panicked, because he was leaving, and then he re-signed a new contract and didn't have a contingency plan. So he was throwing contracts at everyone, like, at that time. And fair enough, some of them deserved it, some of them didn't. And then the director of football left, and then we have kind of, where we are now, like I've been on the out bus for like 3 years, probably 3 years now, because no defenders, an incredible season. God knows how we did it, but we did almost get the quadruple, and then no midfielders. And each one is down to the manager. Like, it really is. And director of football on his way out, the new one started, finished, and then we've got now temporary and staff coming in and out and dirty laundry all over the place, and the media's here and there, and it's all very wishy-washy, and it feels like there's no one I don't want to use this phrase, but it's like Ollie's at the wheel. Do you remember that phrase?
Yeah.
We can now start saying Klopp's at the wheel because it's not great, and a lot of the fans are turning, which I really didn't think would happen so quickly. And you have to remember as well, FSG, they're a business. Like, they don't want to be affected by bad media. So the last thing they want is for them to be slated for not doing a good job. So they're going to put all the money in and do everything they can this season. But it's the man in charge which is delivering on the pitch, and it's not great.
It's very true.
Started a while ago.
True.
Started a while ago, this, by the way.
Yeah, look.
It hasn't just hit us.
Yeah, no, of course, and I think that is my main point. You know, I was just in the space, big up Ends, hosting his first space, and you know, hearing some people's opinions.
That was good, by the way. I watched that. That was really
yeah. It was really, a really good space, and like it was a calm space. Usually, you know, spaces these days, like I jump into some of these Liverpool spaces, I don't even speak because I'm just like, there is no point, because the conversations that you're having with individuals at times is just it's just a non-starter, and you know, I can't really be bothered, you know, to do all of that stuff. But yeah, listening to so many people with different opinions, you know, how people are viewing the football club at the moment, what people think about the football club, how people think we are moving forward. Some people think we're standing still. Some people think we're, you know, still stuck in our ways and stuff like that. I think that is my point behind doing the show this evening, was forget even, and we're going to get into the transfer stuff in a second, because it was quite funny when I was looking at it, but it's just, what is the plan in a general sense? And I don't know whether Kay or Jerry, I'll have a look myself now, whether you can tell me in terms of like the staff members that we've obviously lost in the last year alone, you know, kind of thing, in terms of behind the scenes, the ones that we don't obviously see, you know, on the pitch. I don't want to, again, I didn't want to say disarray, but it gives you that kind of feel of like, yo, something just isn't right. Whatever that is, whatever's going on, it's just not right. It's not how it used to be, where everything was absolutely just nailed on perfect. And I think I mentioned this before on a previous stream. We were the club that everybody looked at. We were the club, like the way we were doing things, the way that we handled ourselves, both in the transfer market, behind the scenes, commercially, everything, how the type of players that we signed, you know, all of these things were all coming together, and everybody was looking at us. They were literally looking at us and saying, you know what, this data, I'm not saying, you know, clubs weren't using data before, because obviously that's been a thing, you know, since it's been a thing. But just in terms of how we manipulate that, in terms of then trying to sign the right players, making sure we get best value for money, making sure that behind the scenes commercially, we're doing everything we possibly can to take Liverpool, you know, to that next level, which we did. With Liverpool reached that next level. And now, and alongside Jurgen Klopp, obviously spearheading that in terms of on the pitch. But now in the last, obviously last season was last season, but for me, in the last like 2 years, it just seems to be, you know, and the reason why I say 2 years is because, guys, we've been talking about signing a midfielder for time, and that's just a midfielder. It's like we seem to, what seemed to happen in the last, 3 years, 4 years kind of thing, is that we've gotten to this position where it's like, okay, we sort out one position. So whether it's the defense, midfield, or attack, we sort out one position, but we've still got another problem in another position. Okay, we don't want to sort that out. Okay, the next season, we sort that position out. Oh, now we've got another problem in it. It just seems like we're putting plaster over a lot of what's actually going on at the football club. And then now we're starting to figure out, you can't actually just keep putting plaster on these things. Plaster will wear, it's not strong enough. We do need to do things properly. That's just the transfer side of things. Behind the scenes, Edwards leaving, then Julian Ward not even being in the job that long, then he deciding to leave. We've lost other recruitment staff, you know, behind the scenes. And I'm looking at all of that, and that's where I'm asking the question, what the hell is even going on? Forget Sunday's game, because everyone keeps talking about it, the tactics, blah, blah, blah. I hear it, and I do understand, you know, in a general sense as to why people will be frustrated and stuff like that, because technically on paper, even I thought Liverpool would smoke these guys, but ultimately, you know, it just didn't really pan out. But forget even that game. I think a lot of us here who are watching this evening, and I think quite a lot of people, you know, do agree that things just don't look right. I'm not saying that we're in the shits, because we're still good enough where I don't feel like we'll be in the shits. It's just we're in this situation where it's like, what the hell, you know, is kind of going on. one thing I wanted to like before we obviously I open the floor and that, and we just have a chat. You know, what I mean, just to kind of see what's popping. So this summer alone, just this summer, and obviously it's media, so we know. Take it with a pinch of salt, people. Don't believe everything you read. Don't believe everything that you see until you see either Fabrizio, David Ornstein, or Liverpool actually say that we've signed a player. Don't ever obviously believe it. But we've gone through Ryan Gravenberch wants to join Liverpool. We've gone through the old putting Manu Kone and Kefren Turam in Liverpool kits. Apparently, Liverpool had scheduled talk. This was in the 8th of June. We are in August, by the way. Liverpool have scheduled talks with the representatives. We've had the look of Gabri Veiga, another player. Apparently, Chelsea were obviously interested, in him, but it is what it is. And then obviously we've had the old Lavia situation, all of that kind of thing, and then Caicedo situation, that whole kind of thing. I don't want to get into, all that episode. And then now we've got Decore. We are rifling through so many different players, but the one of the main things that I'm looking at is that we're rifling through so many different types of profile of player. So I'm asking and I'm wondering, and Jerry or K-Matt, jump in. I'm wondering, what do we actually want on the pitch? But you know what? More importantly, what are we trying to do off the pitch? George Schmack, he's coming on a short-term contract. What was the thinking behind that? Why did we need someone to only come in a short-term contract? Obviously, I don't know what's going on behind the scenes. I don't know if maybe something is being put in play. I can only go based on everything that we can actually see and everything that we can, would we say, put our house on in terms of, okay, this is happening kind of thing. But just in terms of all the transfer stuff and, all the stuff more on the pitch, and then we'll get onto the off the pitch. How are you guys kind of viewing things? And big up everyone in the chat, man. Make sure you're smashing that like, please.
Yeah, I think look, with the different targets, I think that's normal. I think the difference is with Liverpool is that for the first time, everyone knows what we're looking for because we've had such massive departures. So if you recall, the McAllister and Szoboszlai deals essentially came out of nowhere, really, and they just happened really quickly because although, Liverpool need a midfielder, it's more like Liverpool should refresh their midfield, but they've got midfielders. Liverpool don't have midfielders now. So now it's evident. Anytime there's any interest, everyone's getting excited. Everyone knows, and all the reporters are getting onto it. This has been the case for years with Liverpool. Like, for years. It's always been like that. I think you look at Chelsea. Chelsea were linked with Watkins today as an example. United are linked with Gravenberch. Then they're linked with Amrabat. Then they're linked with De Jong. Then they're linked with this player and that player and this player. And it's like that all the time. Do you know what I mean? They're linked with Ronaldo. It happens all the time. I just think Liverpool are just in a situation now where everyone knows that's a vital position. So when it comes to midfielders, every bit of any rumor, everyone's jumping at it and trying to dig at it because they know that there will be some truth in it if Liverpool's name is popping around. And essentially there is that. I know you chucked like loads of them there. There was like the Lavia, obviously deal. You had the Caicedo deal. There was the Gravenberch one, all from reputable sources. You could have got that for Amrabat. You could have got that for anyone. Do you know what I mean? And Arsenal, Manchester City, Man United, they've all had that as well. City are interested in Doku. They've been interested in Paqueta. They've got the same thing. The problem is the need for a player like that isn't as apparent as it is at Liverpool. And I think because of that, it means that any link, there's a potential truth in it. In regards to Schmack coming in, I think, look, they needed someone to go and do the job because there was a vacancy essentially. So it's not about, we want to get him in because he's the best in the role. It was we need to get someone in because Julian Ward has cut out on us. We thought he'd stay. He'd be the heir apparent to Michael Edwards. He worked with Michael Edwards. He was his second in command. So it made a lot of sense. We tried to do that. That progression through the ranks, like internally. That obviously, for whatever reason, didn't work out, and we're only going to find that out like in the next few years or so. But they didn't expect it, and look, they can't. Klopp's not going to have time to be going and trying to do these deals. Billy Hogan's got other issues, and I know he's doing other stuff, but he's had to step in now as well. It can't be anyone else at the club. So we needed someone to do that role. And I think that was the easiest solution because Klopp knew him and Klopp kind of knows, all right, he knows what I want. I'm going to chat to him. We're going to be on the same page. And that way everything's aligned as opposed to getting some random brethren that's just learning the ropes. Do you know what I mean? And that we're going to have to essentially go off of his vibe as opposed to him coming into what we're already trying to do. Because look, Liverpool would have had a lot of like their targets already. So a lot of these names we're talking about, they're probably from Julian Ward and Michael Edwards anyway. It's a
before you continue, because someone because I honestly I haven't really been on social media today too tough. What is this Amrabat stuff that's going on? I don't get. What did we get? Did we try to go in for him? I don't get.
I don't know.
Or is it just people just talking in a general sense?
I don't know. All I know is Decore, man. All I know is Decore.
Okay, so yeah, because this is okay.
Anything about Amrabat?
Okay, sorry.
Have you finished, Jerry? Or do you want to carry on?
Yeah, carry on. If you got
links to Amrabat, okay, so what you just said then, it doesn't make sense to me because if you look at the way Liverpool do deals and have done in the past through our committee and through our transfers, it's seamless. It's like a couple of days, then you've got Paul Joyce. That's it. Paul Joyce, David Ornstein, a couple of hours later, players signed. They literally, that's been the case with McAllister, Sabolsai, Diaz, Gapco, Nunes. Literally, the list goes on and on and on. Like, did anyone hear about Canate? Like, anyone hear about him when he got signed? Like, literally, that was just done. Like, it's the same.
I mean, there were links with him from January because we didn't get him in January. So that was so we already knew. Remember,
but
we tried to get him in January.
The actual signing, like we've been linked with a million players, but the actual signing, like it's a really seamless process of how it works with Liverpool. Right now, somebody else is doing it. It's not. It doesn't feel like Liverpool, and that's why I'm so convinced that it's got to be George Smacked and Klopp that are doing this stuff because it's completely out of sync. Like, it's not how we do things. Like, you don't get your managing director of the club involved in transfers. Like, that's bonkers. Like, that's not his job. Like he's in charge of the club. Like, he's in charge of money. He's in charge of transfers, like negotiating deals. That's the committee. It feels like those two transfers that we made, Dom and Mark, were done with Ward, and then Smack's come in, and it's just been absolute mayhem. Like, it feels like he's just been going around, ringing players up, agreeing contracts, and then no bids have been going in. And then when the bids do go in, the players are like, well, you've had me on hold for like 4 weeks, and you've been looking at all these other players.
Yeah.
Like,
I think
disrespected. If you know what I mean.
100%. I think from a player's perspective, not disrespected. I think Liverpool have just tried to do what Liverpool always do. And I think, you try to do these deals and you come out on top 9 out of 10 times. But this is just the time where it's all gone to ish. It's just all gone to crap. And then, do you know what I mean? The party, the show's over.
What it feels like to me is the pinball pickup effect in a club where you just ask every single girl, one of them's going to say yeah. Like, it's literally, it feels like that. Just rank everyone up.
No, I agree. But I think with Liverpool,
been off his boxing IB for just on the phone.
Yeah, but I think with Liverpool, if I'm being like honest and just like thinking about it and listening to like rivals and especially just listening to like the news that they're linked with, if we had Henderson and Fabinho still about, remember, bear in mind, we're still linked with Manu Kone, Kefren Turam. We spoke about Amrabat before that. It was Bellingham before, but obviously Bellingham's a high-profile player. But even then, no one really laughed at our Bellingham went to Real Madrid and stuff. That was just more internally. Fans wanted Bellingham and it didn't happen. But because we had midfielders there, it wasn't an issue. It was like, yeah, that was a rumor, but other clubs are like, yeah, but cool, they got their players. When you're missing a key component, and I compare it to when United didn't have a striker and they were going in for Ronaldo, if you guys will remember. They didn't have a striker and it was like, we're going in for Ronaldo because Martial's injured all the time. We've only got Rashford. Lukaku's not there anymore. This person's not there and we need to get Ronaldo. that saga seemed like it was mad because everyone knew they need a striker. Liverpool, regardless of what we thought, regardless of whatever we thought, and we're like, we need a striker, we need a right back, we need this, we need that. It wasn't like we never had a right back or we never had midfielders last season, even when we've been talking about needing midfielders. We've just said our midfielders aren't good enough. But that's not like an issue in that aspect. That's just more of like, oh, we want to progress, but our players aren't good enough. That's a different discussion. Liverpool are in a situation now where we haven't got anyone in that position because we decided to let go of our captain, Fabinho, alongside Keita, Ox, whoever else. Do you know what I mean? In part of that pack, that's just made it such a gap in our market. It means that any player that's linked, it's going to be heightened. So it seems as though Liverpool are just chucking stuff out when I think Liverpool have always acted like that. I think if we go back to it, remember we were linked with Götze, Julian Brandt. We didn't end up with any of those players. There was Torreira before then, Alex Torreira, who played for Shakhtar Donetsk. We had Nabil Fekir, obviously that deal didn't go through. There's been so many players that we've been linked with all the time, like throughout our history, especially under FSG. The difference is it weren't like a mad pressing issue. So we never if you went and found out, right, that Liverpool went to Götze first, couldn't get the Götze deal done. Went to Julian Brandt, couldn't really get that deal done because it didn't work, and ended up saying, you know what, let's just go and get Salah. That might have been third or fourth choice down the pecking order, but we don't know that because A, it's not in the public domain, so no one knows that we've just gone and done that. It's not a pressing issue, and B, it's like, cool, Salah's performed well. So we don't know if Wijnaldum was the first choice. Maybe Wijnaldum wasn't the first choice, and you always hear it with football players. Like when we think about it. Everything. They finish their careers and then they're like, oh yeah, this team came in for me, but this happened and this didn't happen. I don't know who I was listening to. There's actually a footballer talking that Ola Aina, big shout out to Ola Aina, talking about West Ham put a bid for him for 10 million. Or was it Leeds or someone? No one knew that. Like no one knew that they put a bid in. That wasn't common knowledge. Everyone was like, "Raw" on this podcast. Like, is that? Are you serious? He's like, yeah, they put a bid in, but Chelsea said no. Right. But I wanted to go, but I didn't kick up a fuss. So it might be something like that. I just think we're in a situation where we've always done this. We've always just gone and put feelers out and this, that. And we knew, like Liverpool, look, we ain't got the money. We ain't got the money in the same way as Chelsea do or whatever, but we might have money and we might decide to spend on a player depending on whether we think he's worth it. I think Liverpool with Lavia, just as Gia said before, we didn't really rate him like that. Like we said, yeah, we will have him at this price. We're not going to pay more than that. And Liverpool only started to go and put that 60 million bid in and started moving erratic because now they're trying to cover face because of the whole Caicedo situation and the cat's at the bag now. It's like, we've got loads of money now. So now you're going to have to act up and we need a DM. But shout out to John. Remember, Zielinski was the number one ahead of Gini Wijnaldum. We didn't want Gini Wijnaldum at first. We wanted Zielinski from Napoli.
Was it Zielinski?
He's a really good player, by the way.
Yeah,
he still would be really good.
No, he would have been good, but that's my point. We didn't get Zielinski at the time.
We can't play the "we've got no money" card anymore either. So that's going to be interesting.
That's the point. That's what I'm trying to say. So even like with the Amrabat situation, right? Listen, World Cup times in January, we were talking about Amrabat. I remember reports, me and G being on a stream and saying, apparently Liverpool are negotiating for Amrabat as we speak. That's what was being talked about. But yet, it's just gone quiet and all of a sudden now, we're linked with Amrabat.
Klopp met their agents during the World Cup. That's what was reported.
Exactly. So if they've met their agents, this is my point. I think this happens more than we think. Like, just so often, like they're putting out feelers. Klopp is speaking to people. Klopp apparently spoke to Bellingham as well. Remember, Klopp spoke to Bellingham, G. Klopp spoke to Bellingham. Like, we know this on a board, bro.
That was stalking him.
Yeah. I know, like, we're not gonna talk, but I know, like, FaceTiming. Like, are you coming? Like,
Klopp without revealing, but yeah, he did generally speak.
He's literally saying to Bellingham, look, if you don't come, I'm going to send Henderson in the showers with you. Oh no, he did that.
But that's my point. So I think this has happened like throughout. Sanchez was another one. You think we didn't go and try bid for Sanchez when he went to Arsenal after Suarez? That was on the FSG. We went. Yeah,
it was, and we did actually try to get Sanchez to be fair.
But guess what? Because we went, and not only were we just Liverpool, we still had forwards about. Remember, Sturridge was still at the club. It's not a pressing issue from the outside. Now our midfield's a pressing issue. So any player we're linked with now, it's oh my god, like it feels like we're just chucking all these names at the back. To be fair, that's what you want from your club, isn't it? Like imagine we weren't doing that. Imagine we were actually just going, oh yeah, we want that target and that's the only one. And if it's not him, then it's him. The process would be so long, we'd never get anyone. Because by the time we'd start to do the groundwork on the next player after being rejected, the player's going to pick somewhere else. Remember the whole time now with Amrabat, before I finish, Amrabat's getting United, you know. I've just done a stream with Terry on the Football Terrace telling me Amrabat to United, that's sorted. That's sorted, it's done. It's done. Now we're hearing that Liverpool are in through.
You know what, Jerry? That's why
big up, by the way, big up Quasi. Big up Quasi, by the way, man. Thank you for joining in this evening. Yeah, you know, we're already talking about everything, but yeah, please, sorry, go on.
Just because of Terry and Flex, I want us to get Amrabat. Them two, Brendan. Just because of them two, I just want us to get it. But we were looking at him in January, right? So, I mean, he's adequate enough to be able to plug for now because the player that we actually want is not ready yet. We couldn't get Caicedo was the only player. Let's be honest. I mean, G, you and I even big you up when you brought it up in Terry show, said Liverpool will go for Caicedo. And we did. So personally, unless there's another, and K-Mac, you also brought the graph of, what's his name? Fabinho. Unless we see that graph again, it's not going to happen. So I'll
pretty close.
And he's very close, yeah. So
pretty close.
I think, and I don't think he's going to go for another African because that's two African leaving for AFCON in the same position. That's not going to happen. So the Korea thing is probably going to be.
Where's the Korea from again?
Mali.
Mali.
Okay.
It is interesting with Amrabat though because we have got history in nicking players from Man United, but they've got Champions League, like, and they need a midfielder. They've just lost Fred.
Bro,
Jerry, you can just hold it down.
Somebody's probably going to go to West Ham.
Jerry, if you can just hold the stream for like 2-3 minutes.
Cool. Cool. Yeah. No, but 100%, guys, 100%. But what I'm saying is with Amrabat, and I was speaking about it, right? They're in a sticky situation, United, because they've made Mount their marquee signing. I've heard Ten Hag with through his own mouth, Quasi and K-Mac say, "Oh, this is the guy I wanted you. I want to build my team around you." That's number one. You've just spent 90 million on Casemiro last season. Like that's what it's total to now. 80-90 million on a 30-year-old Casemiro. So he's a starter, right? So you're not going to go do that. And you've got Bruno Fernandes, who's captain of the club. So if you're being honest, there's no real spot for him in the midfield, even though you have Champions League. Because within yourself, Amrabat knows, I know I might play games, but it's Casemiro I'm coming up against. Look at the season he's just had and look at who Casemiro is. I'm not going to go and play here. Amrabat knows, look, I've played Conference League last year. I'm going to be playing Europa League and I'm playing for Liverpool. And it's going to be a similar thing. And I'm going to go and get to play games. That's the way he's going to go and look at it. If we were to go and get an Amrabat. Now, of course, they can just chuck money in and stuff. And Neil Gunner saying 60 million for Casemiro. Check the add-ons, bro. Check the add-ons because it's not 60 million. It's closer to 80. I'm telling you now. But this is what I'm saying. So Man United are in a sticky position. Any player that they go and try and get, they want to go and get game time. They don't want to come in and just be on the bench.
And the thing about the Champions League, those things don't matter as much like 5-6 years ago because players are looking at it this way. They are right there for the next Champions League. Right? I mean, Man U was able to bring Casemiro in Europa.
Yeah.
So unless you put in a lot of money, they're not coming. They're looking at the coach. They're looking at the possibilities. They're looking at the project. And Liverpool right now, it's a very, very tasty project right now.
This looks like it's gathering, I've got to be honest. Like this has now got reports from Italy and the UK and different newspapers as well.
Yeah. So
this looks like it's traveling in the same direction as the other two signings we did.
Yeah. So
it's really interesting because maybe Man United didn't get it sorted, and we've gone in again.
But they've been talking about it since June, though.
Yeah,
we haven't made a bid. We're just talking about contracts, which is a good thing, by the way, because that's what we should have done with bloody Caicedo.
Exactly. Anfield Road End. Shout out to Anfield Road End saying Marzio has said LFC have held contacts with Sofiane Amrabat, who has recently appointed new agents. LFC working it as per ANDL, so that's obviously a Dutch outlet. Contacts happening through intermediaries, and this is direct from Sky Sports. So like you've got TM, you've got the TDM DAB. Let me see if I can actually select it. I actually can't. Yeah, big up. There we go. Done it. The TDM DAB saying, look, Amrabat a bit old, bro. Max that pays 40 million. Any thoughts? Anyone else, JJ? Listen, we're saying it's old. The brother's 26. Like, he's not an old player. What Kwasi's saying is right. He's coming in, and everyone questioned having a Lavia because he's too young. He's inexperienced, hasn't played any games. This is someone now that got to a semi-final of a World Cup with a Morocco team that played outstandingly well, got to another semi-final with Fiorentina. Of course, they lost to West Ham. But we're seeing that this is obviously a player that's experienced, has played the game. Like, if anything, this is the type of player that Liverpool go and get and be like, yeah, you're starting for us now, and we go and get someone else, whether that would have been a Lavia for 30 million or someone like that, to go and learn from. That's the way it should be done. But now, if you were to go in and get an Amrabat, I don't think anyone's sitting here thinking the player's not experienced. You know, you might have an argument to say he's not good enough. I don't know. I'm going to ask obviously K-Mac and Kwasi now on what they think of Amrabat. I think that's important. Yeah. And I know we're obviously diverting from the show, but I think it's important to do that. But yeah, it's one of those ones where experience isn't the issue with this player. It's whether he's good enough. So I'm going to obviously check this at Kwasi. What do you think of Amrabat?
No, I think he's good enough to play at Liverpool. He's coming from a place where it's not sexy, but that's where Salah came from. Amrabat is not a sexy type of player. He's just a focus, But that's how Fabinho was. The only thing Fabinho has over him was Fabinho is Brazilian.
It's true.
You see what I'm saying? And this guy, we know he could play pragmatic and an open play. You see, I think in January, people were focused on because Morocco just played park the bus football. They were like, well, how is he going to fit Liverpool because we open so much? But when you look at Fiorentina, they open up quite a bit. So the thing is, we want Alexis and Szoboszlai to be up front. Because if they have the ball, Amrabat is going to be cool. You just have to plug the holes.
Exactly. And I think having someone like Amrabat in there, and it's the same thing I was talking about with Doucouré, it's someone where we can go and get the ball. And remember, whether Klopp does this is another question, right? But we want him to have as many of the tools as possible to obviously go and do that. So having a Doucouré on Amrabat there that can receive the ball, and whoever the DM is really, and give the ball to the likes of McAllister and Szoboszlai, that's all we want as fans, because then we're going to go and see McAllister playing further forward, Szoboszlai may be playing further forward, and we're not going to have to go and see Gakpo playing in midfield being lost. Just
again, please.
K-Mac, chat to me about Amrabat, man. Are you a fan? Are you? Is that someone that's tickling your fancy a bit more than Doucouré and Lavia?
Amrabat fits the bill perfectly. Like, he does all the same things as prime Fabinho. He's got unbelievable pressing stats. He's really good in the air. He's actually better in the air than Fabinho. He wins all his duels. He's really good at passing it out as well, by the way. And his progressive passes are good as well. He's not really a sideways passer. If you look at Fiorentina, the guy that everyone talks about is Cooper Mears, who plays with him.
Yeah.
It's not him. It's Amrabat. Like, we're getting the right guy. Cooper Mears is too slow. He's not very good in the air considering he's tall. His passing is atrocious, by the way. Like, I looked at these DMs when I did my show. Something really interesting though. I was just clicking away while you were speaking. In an article in a newspaper, which I hate, but a newspaper. So you guess what newspaper it is. In July 25th, his agent, Mahmoud El Bastazi, who's part of the Stellar agency, ICM Stellar, they're called. He claimed that a 26-year-old is making the right choice for his next club. Didn't name the club, said they are monitoring multiple clubs for this situation, as in his next club. He hasn't chose it yet. He's desperate to leave Fiorentina. The country that he wants to move to is now not in question, which means that Spain is not up for debate, because he wants to go to either Barcelona or Atletico Madrid. They were like his dream clubs, but none of them have got the financial clout to get him.
Hold on. Before you continue, so is this Amrabat thing real? I came off for like 5 minutes and I'm hearing what are we actually getting Amrabat?
It's actually picking up a lot of speed. Like, okay. I'm also looking at previous stuff that's been.
Right, the smile on G, you know.
no, you know why? Because I was like, right, like, are we actually signing a player? Like, that's crazy.
But see, this is the thing. I don't want to cut you off, but this is the thing with Liverpool and Lavia. Did we really want Lavia?
I don't think Klopp wanted Lavia. I don't think he wanted Lavia. I just don't.
So okay. So on just before you go, Kwazi, if on that point then, and I kind of agree with you, to be fair, actually, because I'm thinking about it. Like, I've been thinking about it for the last couple of days. If we didn't want Lavia, and it goes back to what I was saying at the beginning, what's going on? So who's picking these players? Because I assumed that it was a case of George Smack was supposed to come in. Obviously, he's not the one who's going to necessarily pick the players. He's there to find, like, sort out the deals and stuff like that. We're supposed to have a team of people who go out there and figure out what it is, you know, in terms of these are the players that fit the profile that Klopp wants in the team, and we'll then see if they're available for one, how much they're going to cost, and all that, you know, all that other stuff. So who's in charge of this then? If we're saying that Klopp didn't really want Lavia, but then we're dibby-dabbying with bids, and then we finally put the bid in, and then, you know, I don't know if anyone can.
That's the problem with Liverpool right now. On my show, I mean, K-Mac would tell you, we had a show where I asked everybody, FSG needs to go at FSG 3.0, like the first year they came in, the second year we Klopp, and now, because we don't have a structure. That is the problem. I don't believe in this CEO that we have, because he doesn't hold people accountable. At least Peter Moore, I hope I got his name right, he was keeping the peace between Edwards and Klopp. Now, this one is too buddy-buddy with Klopp. How are you going to tell Jerry what to do when you guys are pom-poms? You see what I'm saying? So we need a new CEO. We need a new structure. Klopp needs to focus on football. Whatever they gave him in the beginning, that's what they need to give him. Pay him more money and tell him, you need to focus on football. And I'm still begging, Michael Edwards, please come back. Because we need somebody like that. The thing is, we decided that we have a list of people.
I remember you saying you'll do the begging to get him back on
my
the
friend,
on the Piggy Street.
I have my knee pads, man. My knee pads, I'm using all of them. The thing is, Liverpool has a list of bunch of players, and they're talking to all of them, and they are not decisive. I believe when the rumor came in saying that there was a mystery team that came and talked to Brighton about Caicedo, that was Liverpool. We put in 85 or 90, 85, 90, and then we come back to 100. How do we go from 0 to 100 real fast like that?
Fast.
But that's what I'm saying with these deals. I think, and it goes back to what we were talking about. I think Liverpool have always done this. I think they've always done this. I think anytime we're going to sign a player, there's 4 other players that we can go and talk about and be like, yeah, but those players were linked. Remember, Tsimikas was Jamal Lewis. There was Jamal Lewis and there was someone else that went to, what left back was it? I can't even remember. It was Tsimikas and it was Jamal Lewis and there was someone else that we were talking about. Ended up with Tsimikas. I feel like
we were talking about Max Aarons, but he's right back, to be fair.
No, he was a right back.
He's gone to Bournemouth for like 6 million. Like, that's crazy.
He was supposed to go to Bayern Munich ages ago, but so this is what I'm saying. I think you go and remember we were linked with great example, linked with McAllister and stuff. We were talking about Kone and Thuram and all these other midfielders. That didn't materialize. We ended up with Sobosai at McAllister. Mane, we wanted Goetze, Julian Brandt for Salah. It was before Nunes up front. There was talks of who were we talking about, man?
Tony.
Tony, there was someone else. There's always, I think there's always players about. Always. I think Liverpool have always done this. Always done this.
Alisson, he wanted Kevin Trapp.
That's it. Remember, Alisson, you wanted Trapp. We didn't want Alisson.
You see the
There's
whole
a guy
Alisson
called
thing.
Greifswald as well that played for Dortmund that he wanted instead of.
Let's not all act like hindsight is a wonderful thing. Let's not sit here after we just slapped Roma and we all sat here and said, you know what? Ali,
Alisson.
you know,
Yeah,
Ali was nobody, or let me not say nobody because there's probably a few people. No, like, and Quasi clearly being one of them.
I didn't know about him either, mate.
Honestly,
No. I knew about Alisson because I had seen, because I used to like watching Italian football, but not Roma specifically. No, not even. I didn't even watch Roma because I didn't like. Roma was one of them teams where you're just like, yeah, they're over there. Like, I'm not focused too much. If you do something, I might start taking a bit more notice of you, kind of thing. But they definitely weren't a team that I was watching. It was just more Italian football. Then when I started hearing about Alisson, I was like, who the hell's Alisson? Then I found out, he's the goalkeeper. What, the goalkeeper that we just packed in with that team? Nah, what, this guy? I mean, like, I was all saying, nah, maybe we just keep Karius. Maybe we just, just ride it out. He will get over this whole madness. And obviously hindsight's a wonderful thing because Alisson is now the best goalkeeper in the world. And yeah, it's funny though. It's funny when people talk about the Alisson stuff. I do laugh.
But Alisson, with me, I wanted All Black. That was my number one pick.
Bro, All Black was the best. It was the best. It was the best.
But the reason why I chose Alisson was I had some brethren who were Brazilians, who said Alisson has, since we went to Roma, he has become the number one goalie in Brazil. So I started paying attention. I did my YouTube university research. And then I was like,
I thought it was Neto.
I like that.
I thought Neto was Neto, wasn't it?
Yes, and he was on the bench. And even Alisson was on the bench when Arsenal's older goalkeeper, was named Szczęsny, was in Roma. Before he went to Juventus.
Szczęsny was there. Yeah.
Before he went to Juventus. And then Alisson came. And then when I saw it, I was like, this goalie is good with his feet. And the ball sticks to his head. So when we got him and they showed us the video where Salah, he caught the ball and then Salah looked back and be like, this is the guy. Then I was like, okay, we made the right choice. But I was for All Black first. But even Liverpool wanted All Black. Until they say 100
I think that fee. Yeah. And at that time, you ain't paying no 100 mil for no goalkeeper.
Nah.
But this goes back to like why I wanted to do the stream, why I wanted to do the show. Like, I just think at this moment, so cool. We're looking at that was Liverpool back then, and you know what? Actually, what you just said there, Quasi, earlier on about it's more Liverpool 3.0. Now I'm thinking about it in my head and everything. It's actually true because everyone keeps saying Liverpool 2.0 when technically, it's actually Liverpool 3.0. If you think about, the stages that we've obviously gone through since FSG have obviously been here. The early parts with Kenny and Rodgers, then with Klopp, obviously, and then now with Klopp, but the next part with Klopp. So I 100% agree with that. So if we're looking at all of that, again, I asked the question because I feel like no one in the chat, no one's really answering it. Like, what is actually going on with Liverpool in terms of why is it's gone from everything seemingly being okay in terms of behind the scenes, forget even on the pitch, because obviously, yes, we were successful and we were doing well and stuff like that. That's fine. I'm not even so fussed too much about that because football, it comes in waves kind of thing. 1 minute you're up, next minute you're down, blah, blah, blah. But the one thing that can remain a bit constant is your backroom staff, is your board, things just being, in that kind of safe area, so to speak. We've gone from all of that to now this, where we're in this position where now it's like, I'm not saying this couldn't have happened under Edwards, but we're in a situation, or when Edwards and everyone else was still here, but now we're in a situation where we're getting leaks, so to speak, coming out of the club. We're finding out more and more transfers. Yes, I know that what Jerry mentioned before, Liverpool, everyone knows we need a midfielder, so slyly the links are going to come regardless anyway, kind of thing. But we're now literally getting into this position where we're putting in the bids for a Caicedo, we're dibby-dabbing with a Lavia, and then trying to put in these bids. Who's in charge of this? Who's making sure that we're getting the right profiles? If it's whoever it is, let's say at a higher level, does Klopp want these players? Does Klopp know what he wants moving forward? I feel like that's again something that we're not even really touching on in terms of what does he want? Because if what he wants was a Lavia, why didn't we really go out and get him? If he didn't want a Lavia, why are you trying to go and get him? You know, you know what I mean? Like, what is it? You know, with Liverpool at the moment, in terms of everything, just seems to be cool, just up in the air, blah blah blah, and it just doesn't seem to be stable. And I think that's more key than what we're going to see on the pitch, because the two go hand in hand anyway. If it's stable up there, it'll be stable down here, like it was when we were winning the Premier League, Champions League, and all these other things.
Can I jump in real quick before
yeah,
the
yeah,
guys?
yeah, yeah.
That's why I think Henry came to London on Sunday. He wasn't happy.
Okay.
But he's not, and he also needs to be blamed because there's lack of oversight, because he's too trusty on whoever he has put it in charge of Liverpool. I think there's gonna be some movement in the background. I don't think Klopp is out yet, but I'm thinking there's gonna be some structure changes coming out, because your owner don't come to an away game unless he's already in the country. This guy hasn't shown a home game since when? So there's something that he is frustrated about, or he wants to come and check.
I said the last game he came was the Bournemouth game.
Yeah, we scored 9-0.
He came to the West Ham game as well.
He came to the West Ham game.
And then Klopp changed his tactics. Just saying.
So you are right. We need to talk about the structure of the club, because I think that is keeping Klopp out of focus, because he has too much stuff in he's all over the place, and you could see through his tactics. If he's focused, then he stay focused, or he needs to change his backroom staff.
We talked about this yesterday. Like I feel like the pair of them are as much to blame. Like FSG have just took the eye off the ball and they've just coasted, because they're still getting loads of money coming in. So the cash flow is still rolling through the door, which is important to them. And Klopp's just been given too much power. Like, he just has. Like, it's so obvious that that there's no plan. That there just doesn't seem to be any contingency plan. It's like, if something happens which isn't supposed to happen, we don't know what to do. Like, oh my God, Henderson and Fabinho were sold. What do we do?
Without a plan. Well,
you just buy 2 more players that you add on your transfer list. Like, you know, maybe you didn't have them for this year, but you had them for next year or next window. I just get them now.
I think it depends though, because I think Liverpool have contingency just in case someone goes. But I genuinely don't believe they thought Fabinho and Henderson were leaving. So even if they had names that they were like, oh, just in case Fabinho goes, we need to get that player. They haven't even done the groundwork, because the groundwork we're talking about is, as Quaz said before, we're calling up the agents and saying, do you want to come to Liverpool? Like, is it a possibility? Can we go and make that work? What like with Amrabat now, what's the situation? What kind of deal is it going to be? How difficult is that deal going to be able to, do you know what I mean? How long is it going to take? All that type of thing. You can't go and do that when you look, even with Salah and stuff, we never do, like, yeah, we might have a list of players that, oh, if Salah goes, we're going to try and go for A, B, and C. But you never, ever entertain that, because you don't expect these players to go and leave. I think there's other positions, like the McAllister and Soboslai deals. I think we were doing that for ages. Even though they had release clauses, I think that's something that we were just doing for ages, and we had there because we knew Ox and Naby Keita were leaving. Regardless if they weren't leaving, we knew that we were going to do that. The same way we went and signed Luis Diaz, the same way we went and signed Naby Keita, even, we knew, cool, look, we need to get these players. So the groundwork's already been done. I think Liverpool just caught in a situation where, look, we've got a list of players, but like it's going to take ages to get like this deal done. Like even the Caicedo one, I think if Liverpool knew Fabinho was leaving, right, or they had it in their minds like from months ago that Fabinho, it's looking like he might go, I think they do the groundwork on Caicedo from way before, and they don't go and enter this race so late where they're like, oh, we need to go and get Caicedo, because they're probably going to look at it and say, look, we've got Fabinho. That's why we're trying to go and get a Lavia, because not only is he homegrown, he's going to go and help usher in a Lavia. And then if Lavia's not good enough, when Fabinho goes, we're already working on that next target, whether that's Amrabat or someone else to come in as a DM and support. But Liverpool didn't expect that. So as soon as Fabinho's gone, it's like,
Jerry,
Lavia weren't meant to be the main guy. Hence why we didn't want to go and spend that 50 million.
personally, I believe Fabinho forced himself out.
I agree.
Klopp did
I
not,
agree.
because Henderson, it was a conversation because Klopp said it. He didn't want him to go. And then he said, I got to feed my family. So he keep on moving, right? I think the Fabinho one shocked him because Lavia was supposed to be the understudy, and maybe we will bring it to Ram McCone or anybody or Andre to show up, so we have somebody to come in January. I think the Fabinho one was blindsided. He wasn't ready. I think Fabinho was like, I want to go. He still hasn't said goodbye to Fabinho. He hasn't made any statement about Fabinho. And
Yeah,
Fabinho
sure.
hasn't
That
even
was a
thanked the
legend
coach.
for us.
Yeah,
That was an absolute
Fabinho
That's
even
actually-
Can I
hasn't
just
even
touch on
thanked
that
him.
as well?
He ain't done
Let's
no
touch on that
video
as
or
well.
anything. He
Nothing.
ain't done any
Nothing.
video.
Klopp hasn't done it. He did it for Henderson, but he didn't do it for this guy.
Can I just touch on that as well? Like we need to understand as well that like players want to leave us now. Like this never happened. Like players literally want to leave us. Like Nico Williams wanted to leave us. Minamino wanted to leave us. I know they're squad players.
Yeah,
Squad
but
players
no,
want out.
but
Like no
Chris,
one's
yeah,
waiting
but that's
around anymore.
yeah, but Chris, that's
And
always
the
going
thing
to
about
happen.
it as well, 2 secs, mate, 2 secs. And the thing about it as well is this all comes down to not having a solid director of football. It really does. Like so much of this comes down to not having Michael Edwards. Michael Edwards used to be a banker. Like he was a financial advisor. So there's a lot of other stuff he probably done in the back. And we never had a plan for him to leave. And when he left, like Julian Ward was the one that was going to cover him. And then when Julian Ward was leaving, we knew Julian Ward was leaving like 6 months before he was leaving. And it came out that we were only going to look when he left. Like that's 6 months down the line. We could have had someone in-house doing that job. So then it carried on going seamless. And that's what I'm trying to say. Like everybody's eyes off the ball. Like everybody seems to have just stopped looking at what's going on. Like the money's coming in. We're all good. We're all good. You know, we're still winning. We're still coming fourth. We're still getting to cup finals. Everything's fine. And now the wheels have started to come off, and players have just literally gone. Like, do you really think Michael Edwards would have let Mane leave for cheap? Fabinho leave on a free, Keita and Ox leave. That's like nearly £100 million worth of players. Do you think he would have let them leave? Not a chance. And most director of footballs would not have let those guys go. Look what Tottenham just did. Like they got rid of Harry Kane because he had 1 year left on his contract, and his director of football was told, "Look, that guy's not leaving. He's not leaving on a free next year. Like we get rid of him." Like, and he's a legend for them. This is what director of footballs do, and we just haven't got one. We haven't got one.
Just before you even answer that, I think that just to interject, because I saw this comment come up, and I said, let me star it. Cycles happen. Big up Social Joins. It says cycles happen. You adapt with the times, or just stumble along like what's currently happening. We went through this. He's an Arsenal fan. I'm assuming by this. We went through this when Wenger left. That's where this is where I'm exactly where I'm at with Liverpool. Is that remember football comes in cycles anyway. Manchester United have had their period. Chelsea had a period. Manchester City are now having their kind of period. We were kind of like Arsenal, just thrown in there just every now and again, and just to cause a bit of a nuisance. But in terms of off the pitch, we were probably better than I would say like a Chelsea in terms of how we were run with the club and stuff like. Not Chelsea were run pretty well, by the way, when they did have Abramovich. I think they were run kind of like a tight ship there. I know they were spending a lot of money. Manchester United, when they had Sir Alex Ferguson there, he had the power that Jurgen Klopp has here, but the type of influence that he was having in the club in itself was absolutely crazy, where from top to bottom, he was making sure that the team were able to evolve. And obviously we saw what happened with Arsenal when things, obviously they got to the stadium thing, didn't really have enough money to do whatever. They were still able to make top four, which is, I think now Arsenal fans are looking at it thinking, boy, I wish, I'm saying, like, looking back on things, hindsight's a wonderful thing. But that's what I'm looking at with Liverpool, is that right now, obviously forget the cycle on the pitch, because that just comes in waves and whatever. I'm looking at it off the pitch as well. And I'm sitting there thinking, things are just not moving right. K-Mac just said it there. We had 6 months to find an ad. Are you telling me in 6 months, unless everybody rejected Liverpool, which we don't know, unless they all rejected Liverpool, the only option was to get a guy on a 3-month contract who, if we're being respectful, and I don't want to be disrespectful, a guy who doesn't really even have the greatest of track records. I remember me and Jerry did the show and we were struggling to really find, like, we found a couple, man. Was it
No, it was like Mame Biram Diouf and that. Do you know what I mean? You got
like,
Hanover, like, yeah, it was dead.
Like, are you seeing that? Like, and again, with no disrespect, because he could probably go to another type of club. There you go. He could probably go to like another type of club lower down than Liverpool, and it could probably work. But this is supposed to be Liverpool. We're literally supposed to be operating at the most elite levels. So I expect that in the boardroom, because that's what we had with, say, when Edwards was there, and how everything was kind of run with the recruitment staff, with even the coaching and stuff like that. Things were moving at that kind of rate. Now everything just seems to be dispersed, and we're getting a guy who's spending more time in Ibiza. Like, are we a joke? Like, sometimes I say that, like, is this a joke thing? Like, I don't really understand how we've moved from being so respected to now we're almost getting a little bit disrespected as fans. And that's why I just feel I'm not gonna I'll place blame on Klopp for the pitch stuff. I get it. Pitch stuff, yeah, cool, we can do that. We can do that all day long. But in the boardroom and stuff like that, Kwasi said it before, if these guys are hiring whoever to run the football side of things, which they should do because they're businessmen before football men, they're doing it wrong, i.e. they're hiring the wrong people, or the people that they are hiring are just effing up. Like, which one is it? Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, where do we land? You know, with something like that. That's why I wanted to, and big up Social Joints again.
What are you talking about Ibiza? Why did you mention Ibiza? Who's in Ibiza?
He lives in a villa in Ibiza.
He lives, yeah.
What? He's not even.
What, you think Donny's here? What, you think he's here?
He lives in a villa in Ibiza. He makes remote.
What do you think this is?
He doesn't know.
Bro, he's like me. He's like me. We work from home. I work from home, bro. He's doing the same thing. He's working from home.
He's working from, so he's not even on the ground doing the deals. It's just Zooms and FaceTime.
Jerry,
Microsoft Teams and that.
When you're on holiday,
give me the job. Give me the damn job. Give me the damn job. He's not on the ground doing the work. That's why Billy Hogan's having to go to flipping London. That's why he's showing his face.
Yeah, but Jerry, this is why I'm starting to question. This is why I wanted to do the show, because I said I feel like, yes, we can look at Klopp for the pitch stuff, and yes, a little bit behind the scenes as well because of the power that he's been given. But the people who are giving him this power, either they're wrong to do so, or the people that they are actually employing are actually just effing up. And we need to actually change that and get rid of whoever.
But who went and recommended George Schmatka? You said you don't want to go and give. You want to separate Klopp from the on-pitch stuff. Who recommended Schmatka then?
Because I'm always getting onto, because I'm always getting onto Klopp. So I thought I'll give him a bit of a lax. But yeah.
You know how mad this is? I want people to obviously just look or just close your eyes if you're listening to this, yeah, or just watch. My man Schmatka is doing what myself, G, Kwasi, and K-Mac are doing right now. He's on a Zoom, chatting about deals, doing this on a vape thing, just chatting shit, chatting was, breathing like, yeah, 30 million. They're saying, no, they want 50 for live. He's like, 9.
Yeah, big up my work from home gang, man.
He's saying 9, 30, 35, 9. Like, that's crazy to me. Crazy. I thought he's on the ground doing the work. No, what?
Nah.
So no, this
he's doing up football. He's doing up football. He's doing up the real football manager. I know everyone laughs at Chelsea because of the players that they're signing. He's doing a real football manager, i.e., let me just get on my laptop. You know what I'm saying? Let me just see if I bang it out a little bit. Who looks like they'll be good in 2-3 years? And let me just sim the game.
Man's walking around his fucking villa on the phone.
Excel spreadsheet.
I mean,
let me see if I can find the picture. Let me see if I can find the picture.
Are you serious? This has got to be a lie, man. This has got to be a lie.
But here's the thing.
The thing about George Schmatka as well, sorry. He's got a really bad reputation in Germany. Like, he pisses a lot of people off. Like, he's a really
that's what I heard as well.
hard to deal with guy. And you wonder why we've not signed anyone under him.
They brought him for the German contingent, so I'm thinking they brought him for Sabasana. That's why
he also lost his job.
But it was a release clause. We didn't even need him for that.
We didn't need it. Just go pay the money.
Just pay the money, bro. So
Sabasana worships the water
that makes
Klopp
no
walks
sense.
on. Like, that's been brought out in some of his interviews. Like he's got a tattoo of a quote that Steven Gerrard said. Like Sabulsai, that's an easy pull. Like that's an easy guy to
Jesus
get.
But
The
see,
thing
this is
about
the
Amrabat as well.
Th-
I've just been messaged by my mate. Klopp has to do some grovelling to get Amrabat because
Why?
he offended his agent at Christmas. So if we're going to get Amrabat,
Yeah,
Klopp
that's
has to do
true.
some grovelling.
What do you mean? Like offended?
He's
Like
still
what
going
did
to Man
he do?
United. According to my mate, he's still going to Man United, but we are in talks. But he's got to do some grovelling. He started talking about Jude Bellingham in the in the meeting apparently.
Yeah, but wouldn't that have been? I mean, I feel
His
like
agents were
football
like,
players are not.
why are we here? Like why are we here? Like we're here to talk about my
You know what? I
player.
would love to have been a fly. I'd love to be like a
I'd
fly
love
on
to
the
be
wall
a
in
fly
some
on
of
the
these
wall.
conversations. You know what I mean? 'Cause
I've only got
I would
little
like to
snippets,
know.
like,
No, not even just you, but just in if
Google
like
it.
let's
Google
just
it, it'll come up.
let's just go with that premise. Obviously, that's true. Yeah, in my mind, I'll be sitting there thinking, like, unless Klopp's gone into that conversation and is only talking about Jude as in like, yeah, I want to start. But then, why would I look at that? You're Amrabat. Like, let's keep it 100. Like, you're not Jude. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, you're not that type of profile of individual where you're going to be like, this is Modric talking to like someone like an Amrabat. Like, it's not that type of thing. So surely you'd be looking at that thinking, okay, unless Klopp has come out or is
Hey,
talking in that conversation and is trying to.
y'all need to check on Fabrizio. Liverpool talking to a Japanese player.
What?
Oh, it's
Take a
not
look
that
right
Nakamura
now.
who's turned us down.
Liverpool submit formal bid to sign Japanese midfielder Wataru Endo.
Wataru Endo.
Endo, that brother. Hold on, what are you talking about, Endo G? Look at you smiling.
Bro, who the hell? Bro, as in who's Endo?
Him?
Not Endo. Who the hell is Endo? No, as in I'm looking at it now. I have the face. I have no idea.
He plays for
who
Stuttgart.
the hell.
He plays for
Oh,
Stuttgart.
someone did put that in the comment, but I was like, are they saying Enzo or something? But they just missed the D out or the Z out or whatever.
I'm gonna have a look at. I'm just gonna have a look at these compilations.
Apparently, from what I can read here, I'm gonna try and get the picture up. It's saying a surprising move by Liverpool director Schmack. I'm gonna try and get the picture up for you guys to see this anyway, because you guys have to see this.
Didn't I say that he was there for the German contingent? So this kid plays
Yeah,
for
it's true.
Stuttgart.
You blatantly said that. You blatantly said that.
He plays for Stuttgart. 30
Let me
years
see if I
old.
can get the news up.
30 years old.
Oh, he's 30?
No.
No?
Hey, that would be nah, he can't be because he's born after me. He's not. He's born
okay.
after me. He's born after me. He's born after me.
Oh, I read it wrong.
That
I
would have
nearly
been
fell off my seat.
hilarious.
Sorry.
No, he is 30.
Nah, he's not.
39 years
He's
old.
No, he is. He's
He's
30.
He's born in night. Oh shit! Oh yeah, he's born in 93.
93.
Oh shit! Yeah.
Was he like on a free transfer then? Like, what? Come on.
It's not even that. It's what Fabrizio even said after that, which is the last line of that thing, which is surprising move by Liverpool director Schmack. From when Fabrizio is telling you, yo, I'm surprised. Like, I'm back too. Like, what?
Do you know why we're grabbing him? Do you know what man are comparing him to?
I hear whatever conspiracy you're about to say, bro.
They're saying that he's like Alessandro Martinez. He's that type of DM. That's why. He's a DM. That's why. He's not even an 8. I thought he was an 8. Yeah, Schmatka, man. Schmatka. This is what I'm doing. I swear to God, he's going on Foot Champ. So he's going on Flipping Ultimate Team and looking at players that were in form last season, because the Bundesliga actually put out a compilation saying midfield maestro Wataru Endo. I'm looking at the compilation now.
Is he a Japanese international?
Yeah, he is.
They did pretty well, didn't they, Japan?
No, he's technical. Like, he looks good.
Looks like we've got the next scout watch to put out there, people. We've got the next one to put out there. Like, people, let me know in the chat, how are we feeling about this new player that that Liverpool are apparently in for?
I mean, why don't we
breaking news?
Breaking news. Prowse if we're signing a 30-year-old? We just get James Ward-Prowse.
But do you know what it is? If he's cheap though, if we can get him on the cheap, maybe Schmatka's in IB for maybe he's doing something in that Villa, innit? Maybe he's getting all the sporting directors, all the German sporting directors, and just saying that, look, this is what I've got on you, you know. This is like the island. This is the Schmatka Island. Do you know what I mean? Because
Yeah,
Wataru,
see, that kind of island is a bit mad.
what the Schmacker Island? I said, listen,
What part of the island he's on?
Bro.
I can see him being like next to space.
Yeah, do you know who he reminds me of? Do you guys remember what's his name? Gary Medell from Cardiff.
Oh yeah, the Chilean brother.
Yeah. He looks.
Didn't
He
he get
plays a
named
bit
after
like
Gary
that.
Lineker
plays-
or something?
Oh my
That's why he
God!
got called Gary, didn't he?
Klopp wanted to sign Henderson and tapped in Hendo and spelled up Hendo instead.
Bro,
Gee,
Bro,
that didn't I'm gonna bell Hendo. I need Hendo back.
I need Hendo, yeah, but you know, because of German, you can't really hear it. Like,
You know what? Though,
Have
like,
anybody
so
seen
many
him play
people are
before?
Like,
bro, as in, I've never even heard of
never
him.
heard of him.
Like, I'm now
Yeah.
gonna have to go do some type of
When's the last
watch
time
on
you
this
watched
guy.
Stuttgart play?
I mean, I don't even think
Yeah, I was just about to say, when was the last time you even watched Stuttgart even play? Like,
Oh my
Think-
god! So
the
this
thing
is
about
just
it as
Top
well,
Guns.
like we're naming all these players, like and whether they're going to come to Liverpool and that.
Mhm.
There's a guy who's about half a mile away called Anana, who was an absolute monster.
I would take it.
we ain't
Perfect in
gonna,
our
we
DM
wouldn't
position.
even going for something like him. Man.
Throw 50 mil at him.
You know
Like,
what I would do?
you're done.
G,
We'll get
G,
rejected.
you know what I would do? I would tell.
So good.
I would pay another team to go get it and then have them loan it to us.
He's so
Yeah.
good.
I hear it.
Just go and
I
sign
hear it.
him.
I hear it.
No, that's the only way you could do it. Because otherwise he'd just like he'd get rejected again and the PR would be all in the mud. It would be we're so desperate we're going to Everton and groveling for their midfielder.
Wants to
We
leave,
can
though.
never do that.
Wants to
But you
leave.
know, Man
Like,
U
wants
trying to
go
get
Man
it.
United.
Man U
Yeah,
trying to get it for
not
50.
Liverpool. Endo.
People, let
I'm not gonna
let us
lie.
know in the chat, man. I want to see what everyone's saying about this Endo thing. Like,
Fucking hell,
I'm
man.
actually stunned. I'm actually genuinely stunned. Like,
I'm
I'm
actually
G,
genuinely
I'm not
stunned.
gonna lie, yeah. G, I'm not gonna lie. Do you know how mad this is? I've just been talking about how Liverpool, you know, they've always done this. They've just put Endo is just left field now. This is like worse than Sander Berger. We've never been linked with this head up. I've never heard of this guy. Brandon, what's going on with this club? Oh,
That's the name of the title of the video. This is what I'm saying. This is where I decide. This is why we are doing this
This
video.
guy-
What is going on, people? Like, honestly.
This guy, as soon as he gets contacted from us, he's gonna contact Minamino and go, oh, so what do you think? What do you think of going to Liverpool? And he's go, don't. Like,
Nah,
I got ignored when I was there.
No,
Like,
but K-Mac,
I got
the
them into a
difference
cup
is-
final and never got played.
No, but the difference is though, we've got no DM. We've got no one. Like he's a guaranteed starter. I don't think you understand.
Mhm.
He comes in and he gets the number. He wears the number 3 at. I'm looking. He's wearing the number 3 at Stuttgart. That number 3 is vacant. At
Wide
Liverpool,
open.
right? Yeah, do you know what I mean? He's wearing the skipper's armband in a couple of games. Yeah, this has got Liverpool all
Opportunity
over
of
it.
his career. So
Yeah,
is he
the
like the captain
intangibles.
for Japan then? Because he's like 30 as well, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. I think he is.
Is he?
I remember hearing Endo play. Hold on, Endo in the World Cup. Let's see. Hold on. Wataru Endo.
I even changed the title of the video.
Really doesn't sound like a Japanese name.
Yeah, he was named
even
in Japan
changed.
squad for the 20. Hold on, no. Whoa. Don't.
Yeah, you know, let's even before we even start getting onto man, let's even take a look at the guy first before we even all start sitting. I'm gonna see if I can get up the scorecard. That's it.
Can I talk about
I'm
a couple of
literally,
other players that were linked
looking at
with
the
though?
scorecard now.
So the
Can you
Gravenberch
share your
one-
screen? Sorry, Kate. Can you share your
Yeah.
screen, Jerry? If not, I'll share
Yeah,
this.
I'm gonna share it now.
Go on, yeah, share it.
Who do we compare him with?
I don't even know at this point.
Right, I'm not going to compare him. Let's just look at his stats.
Yeah, just look at his stats. Yeah, let's look at his stats. Just put it up. Sorry, go on, Kate. Go on.
So we're linked with Amrabat. Sorry, not Amrabat. Gravenberch. Gravenberch
Yeah.
has never played a DM. I think he's played DM once for Bayern Munich. In the last 2 years. He's not a DM. So I have no idea why we're even looking at this guy, apart from maybe we're going to buy him as another midfielder. But he's not a DM. He played 26 times for Bayern Munich last year, and he's a midfielder. Played number 8 position. So I don't really understand that one. It's kind of a non-starter for me. And if David Lynch is rubbish in rumours, then they're probably happening. Because he's
Hey,
always trying to
I
keep.
got no
He's
beef
always
with
trying to keep
journalists, man.
stuff on the low. He's always
Yeah,
trying
true.
to keep
Yeah,
stuff
true.
that's happening on the low.
True. Marque replacing Endo with
Replacing
Endo.
Endo with Endo. That's amazing. That's
I
just
feel like.
amazing.
Let me know when you're ready, Jaren. I'll put it up. I'll see it on the.
Yep. Yeah, it's there. Can you guys see?
Hold on.
Yeah.
All right, so people, let's take a look at Endo. Hey, look, this is all breaking news. Yeah, I had to change the title of the video and that midstream, just so we can get this news. You know what I'm saying, out there. Let's get this off the bloody screen so we can all take a look at Endo. Because listen, just before Jerry shows us the stats, I don't know what stats he's about to put up. I don't want to disrespect him in a way where it's like, oh, he's not even good enough and blah blah. Like he could have really good defensive stats that we possibly need in that midfield. So let's take a look.
So yeah, these are the stats for Wataru Endo. Games played 33, 2,925 minutes played. 2,012 touches. Let's look at it per 90 actually, because this is obviously
yeah. I don't really like the.
I can't even do that. I can do that. Yeah, so per 90, 62 touches per 90, 7.2 ball recoveries, 0.2
nice.
goals. So that's actually higher than Lavia and anyone else that we've been actually looking at. Assists 0.2, creating 1.5 chances per game. So that's higher than Lavia as well. Passes attempted 45, passes completed 35.9, successful long passes 2.6 per 90, through balls attempted 0.3. I think that's similar to Lavia. 17.5 passes completed in the opposition half. That's higher than Decore and Lavia from last season. Forward passes 14.5, sideways passes 22.8. Aerial duels 2.4, and he's not even that tall, so that's mad. He's winning.
I was gonna say, you know what? Just put up Decore. Just put Decore. Let's actually measure it. You know what? Like while we're here.
Cool.
Guys, this is all live. This is all breaking news live to you. Liverpool have submitted a bid for Wataru Endo from Stuttgart on a permanent deal. The negotiations are ongoing with Stuttgart. The player wants to move as it's his biggest opportunity of his career. Fabrizio then follows that up by saying, this is a surprising move by the Liverpool director, Schmack. I had to throw that in there because he said it, not me. But yeah, sorry.
I need to put it all in again because it's
Do you think he's told Klopp?
What the hell?
That he's made this bid.
Let me see if
I don't think he's told him. I think Klopp's like, Scheisse, what the hell have you done? Yeah. or Klopp just loves him already because of the intangibles.
Or Klopp might have been shouting, get me Henderson back. Get me Henderson. And
Endo. I want Endo. I mean, lost in translation.
Yeah. He's been using the nickname instead of the full name.
He's moving mad, you know.
No, you know what's mad? Mine's doing the exact same thing.
I think it's just been overloaded. Everyone's using it.
Everyone's trying to find out who the hell
Everyone's trying to find out who Endo is.
I'm going to keep trying, though.
All of those websites have crashed because of the amount of Liverpool fans.
I wouldn't even, you know what? I wouldn't even be surprised if that actually genuinely happened. Like, and all that kind of stuff. I'm going to see if I can get the transfer market just so we could just have some time. I just want to know like anything about him because I actually don't know anything about.
I'm gonna go now. I'm gonna hold on. I'm gonna share this instead. Hold on.
Right.
I also wanted to talk about Paulinho as well because Paulinho's got an injury,
please.
which is probably 4 months.
Oh yeah, this
is to heal.
Yeah? You guys seeing this?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, cool. Let's just zoom in a bit. So they're saying Wataru Endo there, defender, midfielder, defensive mid, and a centre mid as well. Standing at 178, so that's 5'8", 74 kg. Born in 1993, so he's 30 years old. Japanese. His wages are mad low, expiring in 2024, so he's got a year left on his deal. Less than a year now left on his deal. His wages are at 12,000 euros a week, so that's not going to be an issue at all. Now we're going to get this one done, man. This one's going to be the one that goes over the line.
Yeah, this will happen before we even come off stream. Like we'll already be done.
Yeah, it'll be done, man. Felix, the players he's similar to are Felix and Mecha from Dortmund, who's obviously just moved to Dortmund now. Adrian Rabiot from Juventus, Mikel Merino, who I actually like from Sociedad.
I like him, yeah.
Yeah, I like him
Nicolas
as well.
Dominguez, Sergei Milinkovic-Savic, Gavi from Barcelona, Papagay, that's the one that's at Marseille, and Casemiro, Monchu as well. So yeah, as I said, that type of Gary Medel type of midfielder.
Hey, Jerry, when you're done, can you check Sofian Amrabat?
Yeah, we'll definitely look at him.
Because
just
his
looking at
numbers
some-
are pretty. His numbers are very high.
Yeah, hold on, let me
and get myself out of the way so you guys can see everyone else.
hold on. Yeah, where is it? Because I wanted to look at. There we go. Here. Cool. Yeah, so his statistics, and this is versus other midfielders in the top, men's Big Five league. So in the Champions League, Europa League over the last 300 over the last year. So this is actually a good analysis because we're actually going to be able to go and see where he ranks in terms of like the best midfielders in the world. So he's in the 76th percentile. So obviously for non-penalty goals, so that's actually quite high for a DM. Non-penalty goals, XGs is in the 77th percentile.
This is all of Europe, by the way, people. Like
this is the top 5 leagues in Europe. So that's
top 5. Sorry, yeah, sorry, top 5. Sorry.
Yeah, so it's the Premier League, La Liga, Premier League, La Liga, Serie A, and the Bundesliga, and I think the French league. If I'm being serious, if I'm being honest, I'm not.
I don't think Holland's in there.
Yeah, Holland's not in there. It's not.
Does this feel like a Ben Davies? Sorry.
I mean, if we're getting him on loan, then it just seems as though it's a squad depth type of player. Squad depth. If he does well, he does well. But we can get him on the cheap. It's one of those opportunistic deals. It seems like. But for assists, he's getting 0.13 assists per 90. So that's in the 81st percentile. That's quite high, to be fair. Expected assists as well. Shot creating actions is in the 62 percentile. Passes attempted really low, but Stuttgart are terrible, man. Pass completions in the 36th percentile. Passes attempted in the 40th percentile. So that actually kind of makes sense. Progressive passes, he's in this just under the 60th percentile. Touches, what's that? Touches in attacking penalty area is actually quite high for a DM, so he's in the 71st percentile. For clearances,
have you seen interceptions, Jerry?
Yeah, interceptions, he's terrible. But
that's what we need him for.
No, but it just depends on. But I agree. But I think it just depends. Obviously, we don't have the in-depth stats, but it just depends on what Stuttgart are asking him to do. Because if they're sitting quite deep, as you're seeing here, he's in the 94th percentile for aerial duels won and clearances, which means that. Do you know what I mean, they're sitting back and he's clearing a lot of the ball, but his role isn't to intercept because he's not high enough in the pitch. It seems like he's sitting next to the back line at this rate. But yeah, that's him, man. I don't really know what to say. I say, guys, have a look on YouTube and let us know, man. Is that the guy? Let's
Can we
have a
have
look.
more right-footed players in our team, please? Someone wrote in the chat. Have you read that? Someone wrote in the chat. That'll be the end of our window.
Oh my god!
The end of our signings.
Sofian Amrabat saying here, obviously 96, so he's my age mate.
This guy's ridiculous.
Yeah, he's my age mate as well. 30, 40k a week, so wages wouldn't really be an issue for Liverpool. What's going on here, man? Again, this is yeah, but this is what I'm saying. So this is what I'm saying. So I mean, when you look at the stats, it opens your eyes up. We know obviously Amrabat's a decent player. I think a lot of us would be excited if we got Amrabat to a certain extent. But we're seeing here, he's in the 30th percentile for non-penalty goals. For non-penalty goals expected XG. For shots, he's in the 21st. Assists, he's in the 31st. He's just like in the 30s and 50s. It's terrible. But then look, passes attempted, he's in the 89th percentile. Pass completions really high, is in the 94th percentile. Progressive passes, which is really good. You're talking about almost 7 to 8 per game. 89th percentile, and progressive carries, he's doing that essentially 1.64 times a game in the 67th percentile. Take-ons, 37th percentile. Touches in the attacking box, I think Wataru's was way higher because we're seeing here touching, like he's not getting in the penalty area at all. Progressive passes in the 30th percentile, tackles in the 37th percentile, interceptions in the 40th percentile, blocks and clearances way lower than Wataru's, along with aerial duels as well, that in the 25th percentile and the 37th percentile respectively. The players he's similar to, it's looking at Stanislav Lobotka from Napoli. A lot of us like him. Maxime Lopez, who actually Liverpool were linked with. I don't know if you remember when he was in France playing for Marseille. Brendan Rodgers, I think, wanted, or was it Klopp that wanted him? Jordan Ferry from Montpellier. Jordan from Sevilla. Pedro Crivella.
He's really good.
The one that played for Liverpool. Salis Abdul Samed, the Ghanaian from Lens, who actually replaced Doucouré when Doucouré left. Koke, Jorginho, and Danny Parejo. So yeah, man. Yeah, I don't really know what to say about that.
Joe Jordan's really good. He came from Barcelona on a free. Like, he's really good. He's like 20 years old. Someone just wrote in the chat that Romano's now reporting Amrabat.
You know why I'm laughing, yeah?
We're in the mud,
because Jerry is trying his hardest, yeah, to try and somehow spin this in some way that this, like, yo, yeah, you know what? I'm like, yo. Realize that we are signing a guy. Listen to what Jerry was just saying, the way he was describing, the way he was going through the stats. You would have thought that this brother was like, yo, yeah, he's the next one up. Realize these stats were garbage. They were shit. Like, they were all dead. None of them, I didn't care about any of them. All of them looked like, right, this isn't even a signing like I would even consider on loan, let alone even a signing that I would consider to sign. Yeah.
He was
I don't know how
trying.
you feel in this.
Fair play for
No.
Jerry.
That's why I was laughing. That's why I'm laughing because it's almost like this is where we're at right now with Liverpool, is that we're in this position.
Bidding 110 million. Like, what the fuck? What the fuck?
Honestly, it like
no money again.
Look, listen, man. I think
I want to see mine just to.
If you got anything else up, I'll put it.
You see now, get it up, man. Get it up. I wanted to have a look at Moises Caicedo. So this is what we wanted to get. We ended up with Wataru. All right, cool. Let's ignore this, yeah, because this is all attacking-ish. So passes attempted is in the 87th percentile. Pass completion in the 95th percentile. Progressive pass.
You know what, Jerry? You know what? Don't even go on that. You see, if you scroll up a little bit,
It's like DM.
just scroll up a little. Yeah, go to view complete scout report, because then that will show us the ones that you really want to see. Then we can really get to cracking with it. Yeah, scroll down. Yeah, scroll down. Scroll. All right, so forget the shooting one. Look, all right, so cool. We can even start from here. But yeah, go on.
Just that.
So pass was complete. What the hell was this, man? Oh, there we go. Yeah. I don't want to watch Monterrey against Nashville.
Bro, I swear I hate when they put them stupid things up. I'm like, why? Like, I don't want to watch these dead teams.
All right. Passes completed is in the 89th percentile.
This is Caicedo, by the way, people.
95th percentile in the world, in Europe, basically, in the top 5 leagues in Europe, for pass completion. 77th in passing distance. Progressive passing distance in the 67th percentile. 96th in the short percentile in terms of passes. He's in the 90s for basically short passes for everything. For completion attempted. Passes completed medium, and medium passes are like 77th, like 70% to 85%. Long passes is in the 52nd percentile. He's not really a long passer, but his accuracy is quite good. So you don't do it often, you don't attempt them often, you don't complete them often. But this percentage is still high, so 94%. Key passes, 67th percentile. Passing to final third, 74th. Passing to penalty, 69th. 70th, 76th. For progressive passes, pass types, we've got that already. Goal and shot creation. This one here, which is the defense. 86th percentile for tackles. 69th for tackles won. Tackles in the defensive third, 81st. Tackles in the midfield third. So the second, third, 80th, and in the attacking third, he's 79th. So he's winning. He's 80% of his tackling. He's just eating people. I mean, eating. Dribblers tackled. He's one dribbler tackle per game. So he's in the 69th percentile. Percentage of dribblers tackled 91%. So he just tackles, man. Like, you try dribble, he's clamping you. Challenges lost. Number of unsuccessful attempts to challenge a dribbling player. He's actually in the 82nd percentile. So obviously
difficult to get past.
Yeah, but not that he's difficult to get past. He's challenging a lot, but he's unsuccessful at them as well. Do you get it? Like,
number of unsuccessful. Oh, sorry.
Number of unsuccessful attempts. So he's high.
I wasn't listening.
That's a negative stat, but he's high. Blocks 61, passes block 69, interceptions is in the 85th percentile. Number of players tackled plus number of interceptions together, that's 4.35% or 4.35 times a game, so 88%. And then that's about it, man. Everything's like miscellaneous stats. Like, no one cares about this. Well, aerial duels won 94% of his aerial duels, but he's only,
which is mad because he doesn't even seem like
but he's only winning one a game though, innit? So it's like playing for one a game, so he's not that great. But yeah, man. Hold on. Whilst we're doing this, let me just put Wataru Endo's one because we've got a. It's not fair.
I just tell you what Jan Argifjortov said on Twitter about this guy.
Yeah, I just see it now.
Okay, so this was liked by Paul Machin, and you know who he is, Redmen TV. Smart move by Liverpool. This is Jan Argifjortov. One of the best in his position in the Bundesliga. Aggression, can keep the ball very good. He's a leader. He's a captain. Another captain. Stuttgart love him. That's it.
no, but that's what I said.
Big up Anfield Roden.
No, big up to Anfield Roden. But remember, this is what I said. I said about regarding Wataru. I said when I looked at him, they said midfield maestro. So he's one of the better midfielders in the Bundesliga. So he's the equivalent, of like who can we go and say that's like a decent DM?
Breaking news. David Ornstein has just tweeted, Jurgen Klopp's power at Liverpool is increasing. That's why we're signing this lad. He's one of Jurgen Klopp's picks.
Yeah, but it makes sense though. It makes sense. Think about it. He's someone that he watches the Bundesliga. He's from Stuttgart. I'm pretty sure. Didn't we sign? Wasn't what's his name? What was that centre back? Klavan. Wasn't Klavan from Stuttgart?
Klavan was from Stuttgart.
Exactly.
He was all right though.
That was a good
He watches that league heavy. He's a leader, and it's the intangibles.
He was 30 as well, by the way.
Intangibles, thinking he's a leader, he's this, he's that. So hey, we have to wait and see, man. But look, these are the stats, the in-depth stats. So we're going to look at it now. So
that's why they came over then. FSG. They came over to give Klopp more power. They literally want Klopp to run the club into the ground.
Run everything. Yeah, to run everything. So for goals, so he's actually higher than Caicedo, like much higher in goals, expected assists, goals and assists, non-penalty goals, all of that type of stuff, XG. So he's actually quite high. Let's just move on to like.
He clearly can't pass. Well, he's not a good passer.
Fuck, man. Fuck.
I mean, that's something
scroll down.
Really important.
You'd think.
Transition.
12 for pass completion. Sure. 12.
God, that is terrible.
Go scroll down. What's after that?
Stuttgart. I kid you not. Stuttgart must be dead. They must be terrible.
Not the pass types. What's after the pass types?
What are the attempted passes?
Where's the defensive? Yeah, defense. Yeah, that's what I want to look at.
This is all right. Clearances.
He's losing 80% of his challenges.
But how are you in the? Well, defense is 0.
Out for errors. No, that's 0 though per 90.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That must be an itch. That must be an error, man.
He's not even winning 50% of his challenges. Like he's only doing one tackle a game. Like, he's a DM.
How are you not even winning these? That's jokes. That is
No,
How are you avoiding tackles?
maybe. Clay's telling me to use the other website. Yeah, Maddie's getting.
FB Refs is the best. FB Ref is probably the best.
Yeah, it literally is. Like, in terms of if you want like real metrics, like proper metrics.
Yeah, they use loads of sensors from loads of different
All right, cool.
tools.
I hear you, but let me see if I can get Wataru on Squawker. Like just.
Yeah, mine was I had to click, but still, it's not really. It might work for you. Now, I don't know.
It's Wataru Endo. Cool.
Just while he's doing, I'll just quickly go through some of the comments that I just started during that little piece there, because they were quite hilarious.
Talksport also said Liverpool did talk to Amrabat.
Oh, they said the same thing as well.
So we definitely did.
We got social joins. G-May disappointed. It's like when the PS5 ran out and they offered man the PS4 Slim. Listen, Red Scout TTV, all panic buys. I am sorry. Don't be sorry, bro. Like, it's not your fault. Stephen Truth Seeker, must be loads of players out there. Our club staff are just lazy. John Loisio, this brother is slower than Hendo. The fact that you put it in caps tells me you are mad about that. Like, you are genuinely mad. Big up Stefano in the building. Klopp, although we've come till the end of the road. Hey, big up, man. Psychedelic, give him a chance. He might be decent. Look at Fab and Hendo stats last season. They were both trash. You are 100% right in that. I definitely, as much as we're all poking fun, but
did we not want to get rid of them? Hold on, I've got it now. By the way, let me show you.
Again, very true.
1.7 million bid. That's how cheap he is.
Yeah, so this is what I'm saying. This is just an opportunistic. Ignore that. Amrabat, we're doing that because we need a DM for the weekend. I'm telling you now, we just need a DM for the weekend. This guy might be gone. Yeah. He'll be gone in a year's time, man. Like, let's just air it. Let's just air it.
I'll bust up if he turns into.
I hope he's not a hologram though, because we actually need players.
Yeah. G, you man can see this, yeah?
Oh, yeah. I can see it. Sorry, I need to go.
Cool. So obviously, stats per night. This is comparing Doucouré to Endo, right? So we want Doucouré over Endo at the moment. He's having more touches per game, so 62 to 53.4. He's averaging 0.2 goals per game. So he's actually a goal-scoring DM. So it's actually decent from that perspective. Passes completed 45 to 40. So it's similar-ish. Passes completed 35.9 to Doucouré's 33.5. Better than him, but similar. Unsuccessful passes, 6.6 in favor of Doucouré, because Wataru's made 9.2 unsuccessful passes. But I don't know how good Stuttgart are, so I can't really comment. His accuracy is obviously 79%, which is actually quite low for a midfielder. But he's at Stuttgart, so I don't know what that is. I don't know what that means. And obviously, Doucouré is better than him at 83.62, but it's not that different. Long pass accuracy is better than Doucouré. He's attempting more through balls per game. Successful layoffs, slightly better also. Similar stats, man. Like passes are completed in the opposition half. He's doing 17.5 in comparison to 16.8 for Cheat Doucouré, 18.5 for Wataru Endo in comparison to Cheat Doucouré's, which is obviously 16.9, 14.5 forward passes in favor of Wataru Endo, 12.8 for Doucouré, 2.4 aerial duels won. I think he's mad. He wins a lot of aerial duels, you know, like a lot. Like, it's mad high. Like, it's rare that you see for someone his height as well to be winning like 2+ a game. Like, Doucouré is winning 1. Like, Kevin Turan was at 0.7. So do you know what I mean? He's winning a lot. He's winning obviously almost 60% of his aerial duels. So that will be a massive help for Liverpool. 4.8 ground duels, so a higher ground duel, obviously success rate than Cheat Doucouré. The percentage is different because he's attempting more ground duels. So he's a bit more active than Doucouré in that regard, but still around the 50% mark. Clearances, almost 2 per game for Endo and 1.5 for Cheat Doucouré. And obviously way more interceptions for Doucouré. Again, Wataru Endo's, like, even in the other stats, Wataru Endo's interceptions were terrible. But
So
Jerry,
going by these. Sorry, go on, Quasi. Go on.
I was going to say put Casado there because somebody just did the same using the same
Cool.
website.
Yeah, we'll do it.
They did a Casado there, and it seems like Endo was kicking his butt.
Wow. Listen,
Yeah.
Okay.
here I was laughing at Endo. Heck, he could be. Listen, guys, this is what happens when you know what I'm saying, you judge a man prematurely.
You see what's going on?
Everybody's
going
on.
on.
Yeah,
It's done.
man keeps.
It's
You
not
look at
working
what
anymore.
Casemiro did for Man United. Like, he was a catalyst. He really was. Like, yeah, but Casemiro was world class. Like, but yeah, this guy, who knows? Who knows?
Listen,
Is
hey,
there
look,
another
I'm
Japanese
sitting here
player, though?
laughing.
There's another
Yeah,
Japanese
yeah,
player that's like absolutely on fire that plays for Celtic.
Him.
Plays in the same position. What's his
I was
bloody name?
blatantly looking at him even the other day because someone mentioned him, and I was like, him?
Is he not
He's
a forward?
ridiculous.
Are you talking about the forward? Are we not talking about the forward?
No, he's midfielder.
Oh,
What
okay.
is wrong with this Squawker app? Like on a serious level.
I don't know, man. Squawkers, back in the day of Squawker,
No,
like
mate.
last season, you could have 5 midfielders. You could have an unlimited
Yeah.
amount, and you could compare every.
Yeah.
Now it's only 2.
Austin said he's on his way for a medical.
Who?
Austin.
Wataru.
Mhm.
He's done.
From Hendo to Endo.
Rio Hatate. That's his name. Plays for Celtic.
Rio Hatate.
An absolute monster.
The
He's Japanese.
the thing
international as
is, what Jerry said before, we get our business just done quietly. You know what I mean?
All
we
right.
just go out there.
This was fast.
All right.
Yeah,
Listen to this, people, right? This is direct from Squawker as well. This is on Twitter, right? Wataru Endo versus Bundesliga midfielders since the start of the 2020/21 season. Most possession won in defensive third, 254. Most aerial duels won out of any midfielder since 2020, sorry, with 219. Most clearances, 175. Most headed clearances, 105. Second most touches, 6,511. Second most passes completed, 3,940. Second most possession won in the middle final third. So that's like proper high up. And that's where Liverpool like to gegenpress. You're talking like just before you get into the final third. And the second most tackles with 208. Comparing him, mad. G, I'm gonna send this to you. Hold on. I'm gonna send this to you now.
I won't be able to
on the screen. Put this in. All right, I'll do it. I'll share my screen.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, because I can't, because I'm on the thing.
I'm gonna share my screen now. Guys, make sure we are smashing a like as well.
Yeah,
please.
listen, there's over 100 of you in here. I need to see the lights making damn sense.
Please, guys, please. Can we see
So
this?
he scores he sounds like he genuinely sounds like a Casemiro. Like, he scores important goals. He's a natural leader. He never gives the ball away. He's got an absolute monster of an engine on him. Yeah, he's like a star of the Bundesliga, which hasn't really been talked about.
All right, cool. I mean, because it's 30, isn't it? So we're not even going to look at that. That's the thing. But we're looking here. This is direct from Squawker, and I guarantee you, Squawker went and they just locked off everyone's thing, so they can be the first people to drop these stats.
To drop it, yeah.
100%. But we're looking here. He's averaging per 90, 0.2 goals to obviously Fabinho's 0. His shot accuracy is better, with much better. Look how high that is. Like, talking about 13% higher. Assists per game, again, 0.2 to 0.1, so it's slightly higher there. He's creating way more chances per game as well, so he's actually a creator from deep. Obviously, he's attempting less passes by quite a bit. So he's attempting 45, and as a result, his passing accuracy is quite low as well. But obviously, Fabinho's playing in a Liverpool team that have a lot of possession. He's contesting in 13.6 duels. Fabinho was contesting, and this is last season, with 8.6. That's a massive improvement. We're looking at 2.2 tackles made per game. So that's very, very similar. Fouls conceded, 1.3. So less than Fabinho's. His aerial duel success is 58.14. So it's actually similar to Fabinho's in that regard. But again, he's playing for a different team, so we don't know. His ground duel success is at 50. So it's slightly better than Fabinho's at 47.52. And his clearances is 1.9 at 1.3. I think there's other stats they should be showing. But as we're seeing here, Wataru Endo, Look, we're talking about Liverpool. Not like listen, I mean, you're talking. Obviously, the whole stream was about what are Liverpool doing. Liverpool are organised. Liverpool like this. Maybe this is what they're doing, innit? This is what they're doing.
Listen, man, I think I'll take this off.
What do you think? Do you think that's a Klopp? Do you think it's a Klopp or a Jig signing that?
You know, they are both.
I think that's a Klopp.
Both of them.
Schmatka is Klopp in Ibiza form. That's all it is.
Yeah.
Schmatka is Klopp in Ibiza form. So it's just whatever you're looking. When you look at Schmatka in Ibiza, that's Klopp.
To be honest, big up Clay, obviously saying, you know, not gonna lie, if he's 23 to 25, you're probably right. You are probably probably right. At the end of the day, it's just listen. None of us have seen him clearly. You know what I mean? We've just literally live on air. We've just gone on, and you know, so I mean,
do our YouTube research.
Yeah, literally. Now we got to do our bloody YouTube research, start watching some videos, you know, on this player. But when we was comparing him with Doucouré, this is why I was like, bro, Doucouré is not even that good. And we were talking like, oh my goodness, this guy's some amazing guy. We've now just seen a guy called Wataru Endo come in, and his stats, again, just by stats, I don't know, never seen him play. His stats look a bit better than Doucouré. Was Doucouré even? It's just funny. Honestly, it genuinely is funny. Obviously, I don't know how he's going to come into the team, what he's going to be like, how he's going to play and stuff like that. But it's funny. It's funny. It's very, very funny, man. They got everyone in the chat.
Just to let people know as well, Youssef En-Nesyri has scored against City. So City are losing the Super Cup.
Oh, they're losing. Oh, see. I forgot about that bloody Super Cup, you know.
Guys, maybe Wataru Endo is our answer to Shinji Kagawa, isn't it? Not Shinji Kagawa, Ji-Sung Park.
He was solid though. He was solid.
I like Ji-Sung Park. He might be solid. He might be solid. Listen, I'm not gonna lie. I like Japanese players, innit? I do. On the whole, I just like them. I think they're just technically sound. They're cool. And he looks like one of the sturdy ones. He's not like Minamino that looks like a child. Do you know what I mean? But
didn't Klopp have Kagawa as well?
Yeah. Listen, look,
he's got
guys.
a good record.
The first reaction, I was laughing. Now I'm actually sitting here without. Remember, I did this with no due diligence. Didn't give him the chance. This is what you call reactionary. Now I'm sitting there thinking, boy, you know what? Might actually be a better solution in no way, shape, or form than maybe some of the other players that we're looking at. I know people are looking at the age. The age thing, it just depends. Like, I hear why people are going to be onto his age in terms of being 29, 30 years of age, because he's coming into a Liverpool team. We already know you got to shave off 2 years minimum when you're at Liverpool because of the way that we play. So really, if he was going to last until the age of 37 or whatever, then he's only going to last to the age of 35. So I do get it. But players can play for this amount of time if used correctly, if used properly. They can become players you can play, you know, into the future. But stats wise, without seeing him play, I've never seen the guy kick a ball. He looks okay. I would have to say, you know what? He looks all right. He looks all right. But
it's gonna be interesting.
Laughing. It's hilarious. I'm genuinely laughing. Oh my goodness. Let me get to some of the questions you guys have obviously posted. We got Captain Sal, deal of the season for me. Get him in ASAP, please. Listen, what I don't want is this fan base to start moving mad and start saying, yeah, this guy's sick or this guy's shit. Like, let's just hold it for a second and just wait and see, you know what I mean, how that kind of pans out, how he pans out. We don't know what kind of capacity he's going to be coming in. Is he just there for the depth? Are we then going to get the Amrabats, for example, or this flight is starting to piss me off and me and you're going to fight. Like, serious levels.
So last season, 33 games, 5 goals.
Yeah, I was literally actually just about to get the transfer market.
33 games, 4 goals. You know,
you see Assad. You see Assad. Assad's a funny guy, man. You only emerged. Where have you been, bro? Where have you been?
Yes, bro. You only emerged when there's like something just not
but
here.
Before then, you've been quiet, bro. I hear you. I hear Assad. I hear it.
Someone's already put him signed for Liverpool on Wikipedia.
That was cool.
Yeah, we don't. That's what I'm saying. We don't chill. We don't chill.
Literally, someone's already wrote he signed for Liverpool on Wikipedia. He's 5'10". He's got 50 caps for Japan as well, by the way, and he's played 100 games for Stuttgart. So he kind of ticks all the boxes that we're looking for as well, for that experience level in leagues, because he didn't play a huge amount of games before Stuttgart, if I'm honest.
Can you guys see the screen?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me zoom in a little.
If we're getting him and Amrabat, that's not bad. Like, but we definitely need a centre back still. But yeah.
So as you can see, positions he's played. Yeah, look, he's played. These are the main positions.
That's what I'm trying to say. Like, his aerial duels up high. He's played as a centre back. That's what I'm trying to say. So maybe he's there for the back three. Maybe he's one of them guys. Maybe he's there to. Maybe Klopp.
Maybe he's a clever.
Convert him into this left side centre back, and because we're not spending a lot on him, Klopp might be like, yeah, that's one that he's covered for midfield. Maybe he can play in defence. Give Robbo a rest. You never know, man. We never know. Never know.
You can see him last season. Defensive mid, played 24 times. Centre mid, 16 times. Played 40, as you said, 40 games. Look, really good record for a guy who plays defensive and centre mid. 40 games and 6 goals and 5 assists. That's 11 goals and assists that he was able to get last season. That's really, really
good.
That's
a lot. That's a lot. That's a lot.
That's a lot of numbers.
That's a lot. That's the Rodri numbers.
Yeah. And to be honest, I don't even feel like Rodri would even be getting you 6 goals and 5 assists.
Yeah.
By the way, I'm not comparing him with Rodri, people, so don't even try.
It's the goals he scores as well. If you look at the games, they're like really important games and really important goals.
Scroll down.
By the looks of it.
It's funny how, and this is something that somebody posted in the group chat. I'm going to steal it. He said it's funny how people are fuming, but yet he has all the qualities that Liverpool needs.
All I'm looking for
you know what?
That's all I'm looking for.
Yeah. You know what? We've all been screaming. We've all been screaming to get a player who matches the profile and not necessarily just the hype names and stuff like that. So, yeah, I mean, let's put it this way. Sorry, go on.
The system.
No, go on, G. I'll go after you.
Now, all I was going to say is let's just put it into perspective anyway. The reality of the situation is this. We went from potentially getting Jude Bellingham. We're now at Wataru Endo. I'll leave it there. But yeah, go on, Jerry.
Do it is, yeah.
No disrespect to Wataru, by the way. No disrespect to him.
I think, yeah. I don't think Liverpool have just randomly decided, woken up today and
said, no. I don't think
Wataru Endo. I think Liverpool would have got a Wataru Endo anyway, but we're looking to, for PR reasons, you can't go and get Wataru Endo first because we'd go mad. Imagine Liverpool, instead of going for Caicedo and stuff, Fabinho left and our replacement was Wataru Endo. We would have lost it in our heads, right? And fans would have been crazy. So we had to go and get in another viable option before we try and get a little Wataru Endo, even though Klopp wants it, if that makes sense. So I think this was the guy we were going to go and get anyway. When people were like, we're going to sign 2 midfielders anyway. Like, we have to sign 2. He was definitely going to be the second one, but Liverpool now are in a situation now. Tick-tock, the time's ticking. We messed up over there. We need to this deal's happening anyway, and it's just emerged now. Do you know what I mean? But we're still trying to now get an Amrabat or a Doucouré or someone else done. So it's probably going to be this Wataru guy and someone else. But yeah, man. G, I know what gift you want for your birthday. Endo number 3 on the back. Yeah,
I mean, why not? I'm not here to spare no bones. I don't really like to put players on the back, but he seems like he'd be the first one. GC people are out on the wiki.
Got rid of Henderson as well.
Liverpool fans are shameless. Listen, I'm going to see a lot of people doing a lot of copium with this one because the reality is, as good as he probably is in terms of the profile of play, and I think that in itself is very, very important here. We do need to remember I beg you, piss off, like seriously. I think the profile of player that we need, that we need at the club, that takes over any president, 100%. So we do need to remember that when we are, yes, we're all going to poke fun because he's not the flashy name and whatever. Myself, I even laughed. But the reality, if he does fit, then perfect. But let's not forget and let's not sit here and act like we haven't gone through all of these other midfielders that we probably would have preferred. Whether they would have been good enough for the team, I don't know. But we would have preferred. And now we're at this kind of take here. But I think what Jerry said is super important because now I'm thinking about it, I'm like, you know what? Maybe that was right. Maybe we was always going to try and get Caicedo, and then he would have just been brought in as well, and then it just wouldn't have looked so bad. It would have been like everyone would have given him the kind of chance and been like, oh yeah, that's calm. You got him alongside. Yeah, he can just be a cover for Caicedo as an example, and then no one's gonna get mad about it. But because it's looking like he might be the next signing, that's why people might be like, bruv, what is even going on? Big up Hussam, because I know right now his head is spinning. I know right now his head is spinning.
Oh no, Hussam right now, he's contemplating shaving his head again and trying to go back
yeah,
back to two.
Big up that. Big up Hussam every time.
What I will say though is it really does look like we're moving down a list, doesn't it?
Because yes.
Amrabat's probably said no. Endo was probably the guy below him. Decore was probably the guy below him. Like, we're kind of working down this list, aren't we?
But Chris, do you think that's the case? Because I don't think so. I think this Wataru guy would have been a guy that Liverpool would have got anyway. Because Liverpool always do these types of deals. If it's cheap, if we can go and get a deal and it's someone that Klopp likes, we always get him. We always get these types of players. We've done it with Klavan. We've done it with Matip on a free. We've done it with Minamino. We've done it with like so many players. I just feel we would have done it anyway. It's just Liverpool never wanted this to be now. If we're to get it, obviously we're going to get Endo now, right? We're just going to go and it's the way it looks on paper is Liverpool are in for Caicedo and Lavia, 111 million on the table, and we spent 1.6 million apparently because he's got 1 year left on his deal on this Wataru guy. That looks mad. You can't have that. But guess what? You can do that if you've gone and spent 80 million on Decore and then you got a Wataru, or 111 million on Caicedo and got a Wataru. Wataru just goes, he just goes under the radar. That's just like, oh yeah, they got that player as well, and that's cool.
You know what? The reason why
low risk, high reward.
The reason why I bust out was because I just saw the Sam's comment. I said, you know, on FIFA you can put like on career mode. And one of the options on career mode is delete the club. He's put that.
But the one with
big up for Sam, man. Every time.
The Amrabat one, they said, man, you have told him to be patient. And they know Klopp likes him. So that's coming from the man you, even Flex posted it.
Okay.
So that means that one, there's a conversation there. Whether it will happen,
no, there is. One thing I will say though, Terry messaged me back on Twitter and he just posted me. He said, I'm worried. And Terry wouldn't have said that. Terry wouldn't have said that. He's got his connects. He wouldn't have said anything if he was confident. So he's saying, I'm worried. He knows.
There's a chance.
There's a chance. We haven't got
Amrabat's the one for me. Like
it's like I said, it's just funny.
That's a great signing.
It's just funny where we
hold on. G, do you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go into what's going on here?
Just whilst you're doing that, let me just read his comment out. Big up Jerry. He says, I'm a Stuttgart supporter. He plays centre back as well. He is a good backup when your first team player has an injury, and he brings a lot of leadership. So listen, man, the profile might actually just be right. Honestly, the profile might genuinely just be right in this kind of case. You know, for someone like an Endo. Breaking news: LFC are closing in on Endo. Yeah. We've seen David Ornstein obviously talking about it here. Yusuf, apparently Chelsea have offered him an 8-year contract. Yeah, well, listen, I would absolutely bust up if that was actually.
He's into his 40s.
Yeah, we got Entar Mizzi. What I'll say isn't that Japanese star boy like. Oh, what I will say isn't that he's a Japanese star boy like Matoma and Kamada. He's like a Milner. He's not in the spotlight, if you get what I mean. No, this is what I'm saying in terms of, and big up Entar Mizzi, man, every single time. I think that's just what it is, profile-wise. This might just be.
By the way,
He's
still on a free transfer. He's not picked the club yet, and he's a midfielder. Sorry, just to put that out there.
No.
Hold on, do you know what the title of the space is?
What is it? Yeah, as soon as we finish, I'm jumping on space.
Are FSG smoking Endo?
Yes, of course.
That's fine.
Hold on. Which one is this hamstring? Because I'm seeing Thiago's father one. Which one is it?
Thiago's father.
Yeah.
We got Thiago's father.
Hold on, is this Kurdish's one?
It probably would be. Yeah, it probably would be.
because I was going to pay 70 quid, but then I paid for Odeon Limitless, which was 15 quid, which means I can go to all the movies for the month. It was cheaper to go to all the movies for a month than it was to buy a single ticket. So it's not like I'm actually losing money out. I don't know if you can hear that. I'm outside. I'm literally outside. I've told my girl to go get popcorn and Coke, but I've started this space, and I think the intention is going to be, we're going to go home, sweetheart. I'm sorry, because this is not acceptable at this point.
Okay, breathe. This doesn't have to
You got my
leak
brother Kurds, you know. Kurds, man, if you can hear me, my bro, listen, just go watch the movie. Go and watch the movie, please. Go and watch the movie, I beg. Don't even let these lot kill you like this. By the way, man, there's over 115 of you in here, man. Let's get those likes up. I beg of
Smash
you.
the likes, people.
Please.
Smash the likes. And
Smash
make sure
the
to
likes,
subscribe into Quasi Football, Quasi Bowl TV as well, and the K-Mac channel. Let's go.
Please, man. Let's let me see if I can find it.
It seems like Sevilla is doing Chelsea.
Guys, 1 second.
1-0, isn't it?
Listen, I'm literally on a YouTube stream right now. Listen, maybe Endo's the guy. Maybe Endo's the guy. I'm not gonna lie. Doucouré, I'm snapping your hand at Doucouré right now. But maybe Wataru was the guy we always wanted all along, man. Maybe he was just a supplementary guy, and now it don't look good. I don't know, man. We're in the mud.
This summer they've gone. Let's see how much we can lower the standards. Let's just see how much we can push it every single time.
Yeah, do you know what it is? I think, personally, we're just, obviously I'm with G as well on the stream, and we're just talking about, we think that Wataru was a guy that Liverpool were always going to go and get. You know, we were speaking about getting a second midfielder. I think it would have been that Wataru type of guy, 100%, like one that's just under the radar, that Minamino type signing. Yeah. And we were trying to go and get Caicedo. All that's happened right now is that obviously this deal's going ahead. People have caught wind of it, but now it looks mad because it's like, we went and bid 111 million for Caicedo. We went and bid 60 million for Lavia. We got rejected. And now we've ended up with Wataru as the replacement for these players. That just looks mad. That looks mad. Let's go. Anyway.
That comment is so spot on because that's true. That? Klopp's never won a league without a Japanese player in his squad.
We didn't have one when we won the league.
Minamino.
No, we had Minamino.
Minamino hadn't joined Liverpool. He had joined
Liverpool.
He was.
Yeah, he
joined in January. Shit, he joined in January.
So what are we saying? Are we saying that we're going to win the league?
Yeah.
Oh,
first and foremost, Takeshi Castle was solid. I don't care what no one said. That was solid. That show was solid. That show was mad. Like the stuff that they used to do on Takeshi's Castle was crazy.
End the damn stream. End the stream. Man said Takeshi's Castle. End it.
Nah, Takeshi's Castle, bruv. Every time I used to watch it, I used to sit there and think, how can you people even do this? Like, how? Like some of the things that you man would do was mad. Was actually mad. Big up Psychedelic Shaolin. Minamino contributed to the quad attempt more than anyone else.
Yeah, he got us to 2 finals.
Yeah, and then we kicked him out the door. You know what I mean? Like,
I know, and then we didn't play him.
Yeah, we didn't even play him. Like, I felt like that was a bit deep. Like he was a top goal scorer in both.
I think I'm not gonna lie. I think he got bullied in the change room and stuff.
Yeah,
I swear to God.
I don't think he got bullied. I just think he was one of them ones where no one really spoke to him like that. Remember, he joined when he was in the middle of COVID, kind of thing as well.
I'm not gonna lie, I think they bullied him in that. Like, you know, like he's like trying to get his bib and there's no bib. They're the first to take the bib and he's like, oh, there's no bibs. And they're like, yeah, get the stinky one. You know, the one that ain't been washed. And that's the bib he was getting.
Yeah, see, first and foremost, any bib that, if you're wearing a bib that stinks, yeah, you're going to be pissed for the rest of that session. I promise you.
Minamino was getting hazed at Liverpool.
Yeah, like,
honestly saying, end of the Japanese makelele. Is this what we're doing now? Is this what we're doing? The Japanese makelele, the French Messi, them ones. All right. Japanese Kante and that.
I mean, at least Minamino could get his bib on, not like Balotelli.
Yeah, if this thing works, man.
Yeah.
Don't forget the business side of this.
Yeah, and I was literally just leaning onto that. The money that we're going to potentially be getting by getting a signing like this. And again, I don't want to be disrespectful because the reality of the situation is, I think what Jerry said was true, is that we probably were looking to always sign someone like this anyway. Maybe not him, or maybe him alongside getting your Caicedo, whoever the actual DM that you wanted. I think that was always the plan, and then you get someone like him alongside, and then it doesn't look so crazy. I think obviously right now with the first reaction of how we're looking at this, of course everyone's like, "Yo, what the hell? What's going on?" Blah blah blah, and it's totally understandable, to be honest with you, because of course, like we started out the stream talking about what is actually going on, with Liverpool. But if he is the right profile of individual, I've got no beef with that. Like I don't actually care, like about him and the type of how big or small his profile is. Like I said, we're joking here, but I guess when I go where to actually do the scouting report, I'm probably going to look at it and be like, right, you know what? He's actually blah, blah, blah. And Jerry showed it there anyway. His stats in comparison to Decore, spooky hours. You know what I'm saying? Spooky hours, big time. So, yeah, I mean, as much as we're all joking and laughing here, maybe we should all, myself included, take a second just to be like, yo, you know what? Maybe he might actually be the right type of individual that we may need within the squad. I don't know, though. I don't know, because Minamino looked good. And, boy, I don't know, man. I was happy that he left. So,
Can I share my screen for a sec?
Yeah. Put up. I don't know how you...
let me just share this. So this is... Can you see it? Oh.
Yeah, hold on.
Yeah,
let me know when you're ready.
Yeah. Can you see it? Oh, can you see that?
Yeah.
Is that too big?
Yeah, just zoom out a little bit. If you can.
I can't.
Oh. Well, if you just show it like that and just scroll up and down.
Can you? Oh, yeah. Okay. Can you see it? Okay. So
yeah, that's fine.
So this is him against Caicedo. And that's kind of where he sits, which is interesting because it's kind of the complete opposite.
Yeah, literally. Who's blue again?
Endo.
Endo's blue. Yeah, well, see, look, key passes.
We've gone for someone who's kind of more influential in passing, which is interesting because that seems to be what we're doing with midfielders, isn't it? We seem to be getting midfielders that are more creative.
But even his passing wasn't, from what we saw before anyway, it wasn't really. But again, that might just be the team context. Again, context always got to be applied. It just might be the team that he's in.
Yeah,
in regards to those kind of things.
That Jules is a worry though for me because we need a dual winner because that's the part of the park which is
it's not even just the Jules. Look at the forward passes.
Sorry.
Like when you look at the forward passes and stuff, again, that's not really, doing too well.
No. That Ibs guy from the Spaces is going to be talking soon. Shall I play it on stream? Do you mind want to listen?
Yeah, bro. I mean, we're here. We're here. Cool.
Talk to us.
Okay, guys, listen. No disrespect to you. I just came back from a football session, big up Power League, and my brothers, man. You know what I mean? Scored a couple of goals today.
I like Ibs.
Listen, I was in a good mood, man. I don't know why. I felt in a good mood today. I came back here, I just took a shower. Just open up fucking Twitter, and I'm hearing Endo. Yeah, there is something that I want to Endo, and that is the fucking transfer window. What the fuck is going on? He's
on his way for a medical. He's on his way for a medical, by the way.
Hey, you wrote that. You wrote that on a piece of paper. There's no way that you have to do it.
Wait, let Ibu come through. Ibu's been agreed. The bid's been agreed.
Credit. Wallahi, it will be like today, innit? Today, what's the date, guys? Today is the 16th of August, 2023. Liverpool are finished. We are finished. We are a finished institution. We are done. The one thing that I'm going to sit here and say is, Arthur Miller, we got him on loan. This brother, we're buying him on a fucking permanent deal. We're finished. Sack the fucking football club. York Schmatke, I don't want him to. If this fucking cunt comes out of Liverpool Football Club alive after September, then our fan base are a bunch of bitches. You're a fucking bunch of bitches. And you're
what did I do?
Me accountable. You absolutely fucking crippled today. How the fuck are you allowing us to get Endo? Don't you have fucking final say? Don't you have final say, you German fucking forward? Bro, this guy, I'll say again, ever since this fucking cunt got fucking laser eye surgery. This ain't Jurgen Klopp anymore. This is Jurgen Klopp.
yo, I pick up it every time, you know. Fuck you know, man said.
Endo, because I don't give a fuck what anybody tells me. This guy's shit. He's shit. He's another fucking Tyler Adams. He's the fucking Japanese Tyler Adams. That's what he is.
Wait, do you know how old he is? He's 30 years old. He's 31 in a few months. It's not young for him.
Hey, what happened to that sheep conspiracy that it also?
Bro, that was it. I knew. Listen, I knew that would come clutch.
Real.
Everyone's in the building. Make sure we're smashing the lights.
Yes, make sure you're smashing the lights. You know, you guys are getting everything live to you. You know, like
Yeah.
I didn't think that this stream was gonna be like this at all. But yo, we're here now. We're actually here now.
Oh, City have
We're
equalised.
Of course they have, man. They were on to win that game. Who scored? Cole Palmer. Ooh, that's
Cole
2 in
Palmer
what,
again.
3? 2
Yeah,
in
not
3
bad.
West
now,
Ham are trying to get him on loan. I don't think they'll loan him now.
Smoking on
I don't think they'll
Endo.
get him that
In
guy.
the benzo. Smoking on Endo. In the benzo.
You know what? It's big up social joins. I actually don't know. Twitter always got the anger. I don't, it's the place where, remember, no one can see you. So it's not like on stream where only a few people might do that. But like on stream, I'm not going to come in here and start being aggressively angry and all that. You know, it gives off a bad impression. When it's on Twitter, there's no face. Everyone's got pictures of something else on there. No one can see you. You know what I mean? So I can be as angry as I want to be. You get what I'm trying to say? So.
Oh man, that's hilarious. Listen, G, you need to hop on. We need to hop on this afterwards, man. This
Yeah. No, I'm gonna go
My
through,
night is
guys. If you got any questions, please put them in now, and I'm gonna go through a couple of the questions that were put out before. So let's go right back to the beginning. I think this was just a comment that Social Joins made earlier on, literally 2 hours ago. I will say, looking at your squad, the players you have, you are closer to a De Zerbi style of play than the inverted. No idea what Klopp is doing. Do you guys kind of agree with that in terms of the type of players that we've currently got? Do you think we suit a different style, or you think the style that we are trying to implement is good enough, or it can work?
I think we've spoken about it before. Like the types of players that we've got, the profile of player, they're players that we can see playing for other teams and doing really well. So McAllister, we could see him playing for City doing well. So it's Szoboszlai, Trent as an example. Salah's obviously got a different role as well. But even Carvalho, Jones, Elliott, they're all players that kind of fit a more possession, kind of attacking based style of football, as opposed to being this kind of hard running, pressing team that tries to be very decisive in the final third like we were before. I think we've tried to change that. I think that's been a conscious change, because I think Klopp's realised we can't carry on playing the same way or having the same types of players and expecting the same results. But it's one of those ones where obviously, man, it is what it is. Like, if you ain't got the manager or you ain't got the tactics, then it just doesn't matter, innit? It doesn't matter what type of players you got.
I'll be short with it.
Okay.
I'll be short with it. For me, they don't feel like Klopp players from old Klopp, but new Klopp's trying to be diverse, and he's trying to be more creative in midfield, and he's trying to do that, and he's trying to stop the long ball and stuff like that now. But he keeps on going back to the old style with the new players.
I'm still seeing.
So it's like, make your mind up. You either evolve or you don't, and you haven't got the players to play the way you used to play. So you got to make that choice now.
Quasi
stuck in 2 minds.
I think he needs to. Maybe I will wait till after we get a DM, because since we don't have a DM, he's trying to make it work. You know, the Chelsea one, he made it clear we just have to find a formation for Chelsea. And I think he should have gone 4-2-3-1, but he put Gakpo in there, and then McAllister suffered for it, and Robo suffered for it. But I think moving forward, he is going to go back to the high press with possession ball.
No, I feel you. Kind of agree with some of what you guys have said. Just real bits and pieces of what you guys are saying. This is from Anfield Raw. I think my question would be just how much complicity Jurgen has had in the club. In that Caicedo presser, I was annoyed at his treatment of the fans and constantly saying we've got no money. I guess this is more looking at the power that he's got within the football club in itself. Oh,
I mean, we know how
no,
much power he's got because David Ornstein's just said he's going to get more. So it's going to.
Where is it? Here we go time already.
Nah, this was time ago. Well, not time ago. Maybe like whilst we were still looking at him. But yeah, no. To what Anfield Raw was obviously saying, do you think he's got too much power now at this football club, or do you think the power is fine with the way?
Oh no! G, breaking news!
What?
Stuttgart expected to receive fee in region of 19 million euros for Wataru Endo.
So about 15 mil, 16.
Yeah. Ornstein
That's a
8
lot.
seconds ago just dropped it.
That's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money, bro. I thought it was chicken change. I thought someone said it was like
It's
a
a
little.
mil. Oh my god.
Yeah, I thought it was like super like duper cheap. That's why I was like, oh yeah, that's calm. I've got no problem with that. Boy, well, that's a bit of a problem, to be honest. We got Trudon. Do we win a Premier League and Champions League again in the next decade? Yes or no?
We're winning this year. We have a Japanese. I'm telling you, we're winning.
Hey, listen, them omens,
Quasi,
sometimes you have to actually believe in them.
I swear to God, yeah. I swear to God.
Europa
You deserve to be said. You deserve to be sent to the shanty bush for stuff like this. This is what? This season, I kid you not. If we do it this season, I already said I'll dye my hair red. I'll dye my head and my beard red.
Live on my channel. It's gonna be live on my channel.
On your channel, Quasi. I'll dye it live on your channel.
Okay.
Okay. You think we'll win a Premier League?
We just got 12 million. We just got 12 million for a 33-year-old. So I'm not that bothered about that really. It's all about the structure. Where does the person fit? What can he do? Like if it's 19 million, I'm all right with it. Like, to be fair, I know a lot of people lose their shit, but this guy could literally be someone that just solidifies that midfield. Like, I don't know, but he's not. He never gets injured, by the way, either.
Who controls
His last injury was COVID.
Who controls
like
the
he got
wiki
COVID.
page?
That was it.
Who controls what?
The wiki page. Somebody has put in there that he's Cleo of Casado.
Yeah, I know. Someone was just mentioning it there. Someone was just mentioning it there. Yeah, K-Mac, do you think we'll win a Premier League or Champions League again in the next decade?
Not with Klopp.
Not with Klopp.
Not with Klopp. I think we'll probably win the Europa League with him.
You think? Well, you know what? Because it's the one thing that he hasn't won. I can see that.
Yeah, it's probably going to happen, isn't
it? This question. Big up Trudon. Just give me one manager. Just give me one before. I don't even want to get into it. What trophy winning manager is coming in to replace Klopp? I'm going to replace that question with what manager do you want to come in to replace Klopp if he were to leave tomorrow morning? If you could pick any manager who's not Pep Guardiola.
Emery or Mancini for me.
Jerry?
Trophy winning manager.
Yeah, they're trophy winning managers. That's why I said them.
Well, you don't have to, because I was going to say, I mean, the list of trophy winning managers is probably like 5, but if you want to name one, cool, but just any manager.
Arteta.
You realistically think he would come to Liverpool?
Who?
Did you realistically think Liverpool would sign Endo? Did you realistically think Liverpool would sign Endo this window?
Quasi, who would you want to, if you had to pick a manager for Liverpool then?
I'm speechless. I'll go for
just
Enrique.
any, like. Yeah, see, me and Quasi, I'm saying that's who I'll go with.
Go for Enrique. No,
I'll still go with Enrique.
For the question by Trudon, I'll go for Enrique. But if we go by G's regular question, then De Zerbi.
I agree.
Yeah, De Zerbi, he's definitely up there on that list. Boy. I don't care what anyone says. We got that for Raw. Panel, does everyone agree we need to see a player come in this week? We got it. And do you think it has to be a statement signing?
Definitely wrote this before.
You know what's so mad? This message, it's 9:33 now. This message was posted at 7:36. Yo, that's crazy. And do you think it has to be a statement signing and not a panic signing? The names are there. I'm so happy I saved this comment until now. The names are there, so there won't be any surprises. Yeah, you definitely got surprised. You definitely got. Big up Anfield Raw. That question has already answered itself. That question's already.
Hold on,
even
Revenant saying,
answered.
"Here we go." Oh no!
Here we go.
Oh no!
Oh, 18 million
Right.
euros.
Yeah.
Okay, that's 14 million, isn't it? That's not bad.
Not bad.
That's the Endo
Not
money
bad. He's
on Endo.
No, but listen, he's 30 years old, going to be 31 with less than 1 year remaining in his deal. We're being shafted.
Rad. Here we go happened so fast, like.
Where's the here we go?
Bro, 52 seconds ago, Fabrizio Romano.
This is
First-
nuts.
Oh,
This is exactly what I said that we didn't do, like recently, and we've just done it.
Guys, Liverpool have signed. I'm trying to get the picture up. I don't know if Jerry, you can go on your oh no, let me try and do it. Let me see if I can get it out.
Welcome.
Hey, man, saying Klopp out. Man saying Klopp out.
I'm not saying nothing. Because
No, I'm
no,
not. I think he'll be decent. I think he'll be decent. But you know what it is, the last time I was this optimistic about a player was Arthur Melo. Do you remember, G? The way I was talking about Arthur Melo, saying that him, Thiago, Fabinho in the midfield might be crazy, might be crazy.
And they all got injured.
Yeah. G, what
I think this gentleman is coming for cover. He's not gonna be starting every day.
Yeah.
Quasi, we don't know that yet, though. Imagine he's the only one that comes in. Imagine we get a right back and it's just him. It's Endo and a right back, or Endo and a centre back. Then what?
I'm wary. No.
Oh my god! I don't.
Bloody hell! It's done.
Hold on, came back. This is what you wanted. You told me you wanted things quick.
Crazy. No, I'm just saying it's crazy. Like it's crazy.
Revenite.
So there you guys have it, guys.
G,
Michael
what did I
Edwards
say?
back.
Shout out to Revenite. He's starting on the weekend. I guarantee you. Medical on the Friday. He's in training Thursday, second night session, evening session for Liverpool. He's I'm telling you now. Stun. He's done.
Yeah, big up Captain Sal. Big man thing. I can't wait to see his brother play. I should see what he's on. I fully just want to see what he's on.
to see him play. I'm gonna.
I will laugh if he puts in a masterclass of a performance on the weekend. The problem is
the World Cup highlights because Japan were brilliant in the World Cup.
Mm-hmm.
I think the problem that we've got is that we're playing Bournemouth, I think, on the weekend. So it's gonna be like if you put in a masterclass, I'm not gonna care. I'll be honest, I won't even really care. I'll be like, oh, God, Bournemouth, yeah, fair enough. But you know what I mean? If it was like Tottenham, I'll be like, and he came in and put in a masterclass, I'll be like, right, shit. But maybe he's in for those kind of games though. Anyway, we need the depth. So,
bro, they're the games we lose. They're the
games yeah.
Like stick him on billing. Stop that guy from bloody running the midfield like he always does. Right. I'm excited. We got a body in.
That's what we wanted, right?
That's what we wanted. We wanted more bodies.
Manu's talking to Gravenberch.
Now they can talk to Gravenberch and we can get Amrabat. That's another body in.
I'm going to put a survey out, actually. I just want to know what everyone's actually saying.
He's a bit of a warrior, isn't he? He is a bit of a... Yeah. I'm gonna watch some of those World Cup highlights in a bit. Oh, get in there. And we haven't got a kid. We didn't sign a kid.
Nah, don't. I'm not gonna lie, man. It's sinking in.
If he was 27, I'd be like really, really happy. But I'm a little bit like, oh, he's 30.
We got rid of. Oh my god, we got rid of a 30-year-old.
Guys, I've just put a poll out.
I'm not gonna lie, we might have to.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Say that again.
I just don't know. I don't know what to say. Man.
Someone wrote, there's a guy called Moira who's 55-year-old Japanese pro player still playing. Japanese players don't age.
That's true.
Alexander's making stuff up. That's what I can't stop laughing. This is very important. Big up Jamrock. The issue with this signing is that he takes up one of our 2 remaining non-homegrown spots. So in his eyes, he's saying this doesn't make any sense.
No, we got 3 because Fabinho left.
I feel like we did only have 2, you know, but I don't know. If it's free, then it's free. But I felt like it was 2 at the time. But it could be 3. I'm not, again, don't quote me on that.
Does that mean another player's leaving? Maybe
who knows?
Thiago? Everybody else
Big
seems
up
to be
Ian
going
Barron
to
in the
Saudi
building.
Arabia.
Big up Ian Barron. Good evening, everyone watching. Hope you are well and having a great day. Have liked as normal. Big and love and appreciation for that, man. If you haven't liked already, guys, it takes 1 second to hit that like button. Help us out with the algorithm, man. Smash that like button, please, and make sure you're subscribing to everybody on the channel right now. I mean, we've spoken about Liverpool. We brought you breaking news. I don't even know if anyone was even live at this time. I haven't even checked, but I know for a fact we would have been one of the first few people to let you guys know, you know, that Liverpool are signing Endo. We've taken a look at Endo as well. At first, we were all laughing, but ultimately, the stats don't look too bad. If I'm being 100% honest with you, they don't look too bad. Just quickly, I'm going to put K-Mac and Quasi's channels in there before I go through the last comment.
I've got to go, guys. All right, but great show, man, and this was fun. Like breaking.
Nah, big up, man. Nah, big up. But listen, man, big up every time, guys. Make sure K-Mac channel. Make sure you guys. I swear, this fly we're gonna fight. Make sure you guys subscribe to his channel. His thing is right here. It's in the chat as well.
See you later, guys.
And love and Quasi as well. Make sure you guys make sure you guys head over to Quasi Bold TV. Make sure you subscribe to his channel. Quasi, just before you go, is there anything that you are doing over the next couple of days or anything like that that we need to look out for?
Hopefully, I'm thinking about tomorrow for a Rivals Corner.
Cool.
Yeah, I might bring a Chelsea fan into me. I know, have their victory laugh on me. So we'll see how.
Hey, look, they only drew. They only drew, so they can't even chat shit too much, man.
No, I mean they got Casado. You know, the game didn't matter.
Yeah, true. No, you're right. Yeah. No, you're right. But yeah, guys, make sure head over to Quasi Bold TV. Make sure you are subscribing to his channel, and thank you and love and appreciation.
Thank you so much. See you, Jerry. Appreciate you, man.
Take it easy, man.
All right. Bye-bye.
Oi. And then there were 2. And then there were, well, we've been streaming for 2.5 hours. I did not think that we'd still be on here talking. And by the ending of this stream, we would be talking about Liverpool signing Endo. Imagine that, bro.
Bro, it's mad. It's mad. It's mad. And honestly, what I've even done now, even for 5 minutes, not even for 5 minutes, the Coppish boys are raging, G. Like, I know they're raging. Big
up Kyle, Drift, and Matt every damn time. I'm gonna tune into you guys as we come off anyway.
Yeah, exactly. I'm literally gonna shout them now. I'm gonna shout them now and see what they're saying, man. All I'm saying is it's funny. Like, I know, like, even myself, like I'm saying, the stats and stuff, just to summarize, the stats look decent. I think he can be a decent player. It's like one of those ones where it's like cool. Yeah, it is what it is. Shout out to Jide as well. So my boy just messaged me. He's actually tuning in now as we're watching now as well. Terry's shouting me now as well. It's all crazy right now, isn't it? So it's one of them ones where, yeah, man. Boy, I'm
just gonna go through the last few comments anyway. I'm gonna go through the questions because I know a couple of you had questions. Let me not be. I said I'll answer them at the end of the show, so let me do that. Honestly, would you boys be happy with Amrabat, Decore, and Endo? Would you be happy with that if we ended the window with those as our midfield signing? Amrabat, Decore, and this guy, Endo. I slightly would. I wouldn't even mind it.
Slightly, like, yeah, no, I'll be happy with that, man. Like, it is what it is, man. Like, I'm not gonna do that thing where I'm looking back and I'm like, but Liverpool did this and we should have done this and this and that. It's one of those ones where it's like, it is what it is, man. it is what it is.
That's true. And the last question that I can see here, do you guys want Amrabat? Obviously, Jerry. I know Jerry spoke about him when we was doing the World Cup watch alongs and stuff.
Yeah, Amrabat would be sick. Like I like Amrabat, but again, at this point, I'm not gonna lie to you, people. It is what it is, isn't it? It's like we just needed a breader in it. Like I said, just get me anyone, and Klopp heard, innit? He's been listening, and he's got someone in it. So it is what it is, man. We just got to ride it out now.
Big up Jamrock. Not a question. That was the last question there. I just posted the 15 non-homegrown players that we currently have. We only have 2 spaces left before the signing. And obviously, these are the players that we've got: Alisson, Adrian, VVD, Kanate, Simi, Robbo, Matic, Thiago, Szoboszlai, McAllister, Diaz, Nunes, Salah, Gakpo, and Jota. So saying we've only got 2 spaces left. Oh, Jerry, it's been a good stream, bro. It's actually been a very, 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 very good stream. The highlight of the stream has got to be this. In fact, no, let me even say sorry. It's not even that. Let me even get the picture. Sorry, it's this. Liverpool have signed Wataru Endo from Stuttgart, 18 million euro fee. Personal terms had been agreed in a few hours, should I say. Yeah, apparently this is following his dream. So make sure you guys are watching this space. I'm sure tomorrow I'll be dropping the Endo scout report, because clearly now we need to go check that out. Make sure you obviously head over to the Jerry James show as well. I'm assuming tomorrow is going to be doing something along those kind of lines at some point in time. In fact, no, Jerry, what are you doing tomorrow? Or what are we doing tomorrow?
Well, I don't know. I was supposed to be doing the preview tomorrow, but I'm still going to do the preview tomorrow, the preview for the Bournemouth game. But yeah. I'm not going to lie. I might do a 5-minute stream on Wataru Endo later on, man. Like later on today, like as in a 5-minute stream, just to get you guys' thoughts on the channel. If not, it'll be tomorrow morning, and we'll have a proper deep dive about Endo, which we probably will do with G as well. So it just depends. But guys, just make sure we're obviously smashing a like on GTV. That's the main thing. We've had about 100 people in it consistently, so it's been proper crazy. Views should be up through the roof. Just guys, make sure we're please smashing a like. Big up to all the people that are in the building. You even got Arsenal fans saying hi, Breeze, local Badger as well. So man are pulling up. So yeah, big up.
Nah, man, love and appreciate everybody who has been tuned in this evening. Make sure you smash a like, make sure you share, make sure you subscribe to the damn channel. We're out, you people.